Back with another video, and I'm gonna be talking about Pisces. You gotta stop giving everyone access to you. But before I start this video, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisceans out there. Gang, you already know we in the build done. Also want to give a shout out to all my 2-2s and 3-3s and 2-2-2s and my 3-3-3s and my 7-7-7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. So let me get into it. Let's see here. I think I turned everything down, huh? Okay, so Pisces. Have you ever noticed that people will come around you feeling broken? Somehow they leave feeling better. So you got to ask yourself, what makes that happen? See, because that person sat up there and talked your ear off, told you something that happened to them, and it drained you. See, what's going on? Here I am again. Double tap the screen for me, y'all, as well as I get into this segment. What's your sign? Here I am. So let me see what's going on and see how your day going. Now, most people, it's like with a Pisces, the craziest thing is like people will try to trauma dump. Like, it's like taking a dump truck with their issues and their problems. Oh, where's the Pisces at so I could drop this shit on it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a person will really just bulldoze everything to you and you're just stuck. And that's the reason you feel stuck with it, because you really be trying to hear a person out and you really be trying to help somebody figure it out. And most times you do. But the problem is this is a issue that is caused by the lack of boundaries. Because not everybody wants to tell you something, vent. It's not always a reciprocation. Usually it's just, hey, listen to me, what I got going on, and then that person leave from you. And then Pisces, you end up feeling like shit after the fact, and that person is all healed and better. And it's like, wow, it almost feel like an exchange of energy. That's what's up. Here I am, Pisces moon conjunct South Node. Oh, okay. Let me see. Can girl, hello, thank you for the videos. You're so right. I'm a Pisces. The last 3 months have been so crowded. Dang, what happened? What's going on, sugar darling? What's going on? What's your sign? And so this is a thing, like, and we understand people need advice, money, they need somebody to listen to them. But then, then again, this is a thing. You could be pouring all your empathy. Let's look at empathy as being similar to water, okay? So you pouring all your energy into other people's situations, meaning their cup. So when you filling everybody else's cups, imagine you fill what? Maybe 5 people's cups full. So now they feel better, but now who's pouring back into you when all the empathy is given out, when all the compassion is given out? So that's why at times you gotta look out for yourself, and you can't help everybody. It's like what you could do if you want to, and I say this so you don't get used, is, hey, let me, let me get a contact. Hey, I got some free time on Saturday. We could talk then. You gotta manage everything with boundaries and set limits to things so you're not overtaken by so many people at once, because it could be like that. Like from work, next thing you know, you could be contacted by people, and it's almost like everybody's waiting on you to get off work. So it's like you might have plans on doing the laundry, going to get something to eat, and then your phone just start blowing up because it's like it feels like those people that need you is like patients or clients. It feels like like a nursing home or something. It feels like, hey, everybody's hitting you up with problems and ouch, and this hurts and that hurts, and that when you constantly keep hearing that type of stuff from people, then you start feeling like they're taking advantage, because it be like a kindness for weakness thing that you start to feel, because they're not giving anything back other than sometimes thank you, sometimes not, to where when you need one, you might need just like somebody to talk to, and you can't even get the first 3 sentences of something out of you because the person gets overwhelmed. So it might feel like, dang, why can't I get that same vibe or that same energy? So that could piss you off, because everybody needs somebody to talk to here and there. So it's like, I've seen it happen, and the only person that usually understands is like I would say usually someone who's talkative and likes to listen. So that might not be related to a particular sign, but it's like you can't really talk to anybody about stuff like you would want to, without it getting thrown in your face, without it getting unresolved. So usually a Pisces ends up isolating themselves, as a result. Let me see. I appreciate that, Slate. No, I'm not trying to buy no silver. Let me see, Slate, what are you saying? I'm really, like I said, I'm talking about Pisces, like everybody can't have access to you. Like, that's the whole problem, is like you might do this subconsciously. Like, you might just let's say someone contact you to ask for something. You might find yourself helping people, but not really paying attention, or you're just not aware that you are doing this, and you're doing this at a fast pace to where that might be all people call you for, and you just don't even know it. You know how a person just call you to use you? Oh yeah, guess what? If it's a female girl, guess what happened in my job? Yeah, and she can talk to you and talk your ear off for a whole 2 hours about her job and all this stuff that's not going right. And you really trying to like hear her out, because you might really consider her a friend or, associate. But then when you want to talk about something, when you want to vent, people have an attitude. They ain't got time. It's just little stuff that you start to realize, okay, I see what time it is. Like, so use me for all the goddamn access you could possibly get out of me. But I have to just know I'm not getting that back. So that's why the boundary situation gets brought up, because it's like, I'm not gonna let you do this to me, like have me held hostage for some that I'm not even a part of. It's like, because then a Pisces start to think, what am I getting out of this? I keep helping these folks with stuff, but I can't get 5 minutes of someone else's time. And then as a result, you don't want to change just because the people, you don't want to change who you are, just how you, let's say you just compassionate, empathetic person who likes to see others, win, who likes to see others heal. But you gotta always look out for yourself first, bro, because it's almost like your mindset, your peace, just your sanity and all together. Because people will sit there, and I know it sounds crazy, it's very selfish of others to do this, but people will take you for a ride. You give them a little bit of attention, a little bit of ear, and then they just, they'll try to just take advantage. So this is what I do to the people that usually want to talk to me about stuff. What I would do is charge them, because I feel like, bro, I can't sit on this phone for a whole hour or two and then I'm giving you sound advice, and then it's like sometimes you only get a thank you. So it's like, man, not to feel used, to feel, because it's not really a certain word for it other than that, but it feels like at the end of that, when you drive away, get to yourself, you can feel all that absorption of, damn, I ain't even had time to do the laundry. I ain't even had time to feed my kids. I ain't had time to feed myself. I ain't had time to walk the dog. It's like all these things get back, ignored or backburning, are all things that are, related to you. So you can't put yourself in that bind. Now, another thing is you might end up losing your energy, but then it's crazy because the people are doing it to you. Like, you might feel like it's you because you're absorbing, but it's really them. So that's why they call them like bloodsuckers, or like energy vampires, because like they just come for your energy. And then don't even get don't even get started with the ones with the trauma dumping, bro. That's the worst. Like, that's considered the worst one, because this person, it's almost like they got containers and loads of drama of theirs, and then they try to dump it onto you and make it make it a part of you. It's like they try to make you a part of it by trying to include you on the drama, and it's like, bro, I'm not your mediator. I don't got nothing to do with this, man. You got to figure this out. But it's like you got people that'll tell you detail by detail, from day to day, week to week, month to month, about their situation. Let me see. No, it's not. It's not even that, bro. It's for Pisces, bro. I don't know. I did a channel change, bro. So like, I see this being a problem, because a lot of people come to me like, yo, that are Pisces. Yo, how do I tell somebody no? How do I tell somebody that, without hurting their feelings? Like, how do I tell them, like, yo, bro, I ain't even trying to do that? Because that's the thing. A Pisces don't really want to tell you like that, but being forced in the corner, that it's like, yo, I can't do this anymore, or you doing this too much, or you're hasty, and that's when you got to set the boundary. And it, guess how easy it is. Just say, no, not today. It's cold-blooded. Nope, not today. Simple as that. Yeah, I know it sounds like crazy. Like, what? That's all it takes. Because I'm going to tell you, some people don't even know. That's what I'm saying. Some people don't even know it's that simple to get somebody off of you. But we'll see, sometimes what we're used to as Pisces is to go off on you and then hurt your feelings, because sometimes we just thinking about too much anyway, our own problems, our own, experiences, and then having somebody, try to go into a different direction. We be like, come on, man, damn, you gonna be talking about this shit every day, and then they get offended. They start getting in their chest, like, mouth open and everything, like, and the thing is, we tend to, if something bother us, we tend to bottle it up, becomes resentment. Then it becomes this, it's only got one more time to run that shit back, bro, and I'm snapping, bro. Like, and then sometimes a Pisces just be like, yo, because the problem is, us Pisces, we expect you to stop. Like, back up, give me some space, or we expect you to fall for that hint, like, okay, I know this person don't think they finna talk my ear off for another day for 4 or 5 hours, right? But it be like, that whole empathy, like I say, could be a gift and a curse, because if you don't know how to use it, because you can't, this is the thing, it could backfire on you, because you gotta set boundaries with using the empathy. You can't just use the empathy with no boundaries. That's how people end up taking advantage, because you gotta be like, oh, you need some help? Oh, what happened? And then as soon as they start rambling with the whole what happened, the details, because usually that's the part that drains you, is all that bullshit, like all that just it's like, man, get to the point. You know, like, hey, just get to the point, man. I don't want to hear about all that other stuff, because that's the stuff that drain you. Just tell me what's up, bro, or what happened. And then they'll just tell you flat out, and that speed up the process without you having to hear all that you know, all that other stuff, because sometimes you get lost in the sauce too when people do that. How, you know, and it had your mind all, you know, just goop scooped all into the whole mix, where you start being like, yo. But now the problem is, when it comes to identifying this association to you, this is what you don't want to happen, because what Pisces may do instead, if they don't set the boundary, then they're going to draw the illusion. See? And that's the thing is eventually the illusion turns into a boundary. Because the thing is, you're going to start looking at a face, and then you're going to apply that whole, oh, now today, every time you hear the word Chris, you just see yapper times 10. Is like, you start feeling like that whole escape. See? Because that's the thing, if you don't set boundaries, you're going to be constantly hiding and escaping. And you don't want to do that, because it almost feel like you end up doing yourself in, because it's like you have to set the boundary. It ain't no other way around it. You know, I appreciate the treat, King. Let me see. Locked Up said, you must don't be watching the videos, bro. You must have missed the last live, Locked Up. Because I had explained it that okay, so those of you that know about, you know, channels and stuff, it was so I had checked my analytics. My analytics showed me like that my target audience is Pisces. It ain't no way around it, bro. So I had to like unlist all them videos, like everything that wasn't Pisces related, bro, for this channel. So my other channels, they're different niches, like different, you know. But the thing is, you can't change your niche, like just total 360, talking about one thing and then, you know, changing it abruptly. You got to make a different channel for that if you're going to talk about something different, in other words. So I just chose, you know, I started this channel with Real Recognize Real, and to me it's too long of a name to use. That's why I changed it so many times. It's too long, bro. Like, I don't want to have that as a, you know, then people ask me, yo, what does this mean? And it's like, to me, it's just keep it simple. And I just jump to the Pisces code, and I'm gonna leave it at that for this channel, because this is what I started it on. You understand, like, the whole, and then I found out, wait, before I go into that, I found out that so I was doing YouTube wrong, bro. Like, I was going about it, I didn't know, bro. So like, as I learned some more things, it's not about me, bro. Like, when it comes to content, it's about the content's for y'all. So I gotta make content for people, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't like a Facebook or like a, you know, TikTok, like that type of personality where you talking about yourself and like everything with you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, unless people wanted to know that, then that's what I'll start another channel for, you know, have a second channel for. But if people don't really, you know, you gotta understand, most of the subscribers subscribe for the you know, the Pisces content. So that's why I'm like, you know, but I know who I am, you know, aside from it, it's like I say, it's just what it is. So yeah, let me see. It's kind of like, Another example really quick is like saying, let's say let's say you were a believer in God, and then like say you went to work, but your job is like, it involves, you know, holding a gun, it's like completely different from your faith. It's like, dang, but I go to work, I gotta show up for work, right? So it's like, even though I believe in God and I work in the club, I still gotta be what I was hired for, if that makes sense. You know, it's just when I clock out, I can go back to myself, you know, in other words. Um, yeah, the real recognized real, it's too broad, if that makes sense. It's not really like a niche. It's like but the thing is, like, so I had got what is the word for that? I had got some merch. So I had got my logo with the real recognized real. And just after a few attempts of testing the you know, the actual outfit situation, it was like I wanted to change it. So it was like I didn't want to do it, bro, because that was a whole, excuse me, it was a whole nother chapter to where, like, I was talking about too many different random things that that's the whole trap that so I don't know if y'all watch this YouTuber called Dross, but like Dross is like, he got like millions of subs and stuff, man, good videos, and like he teach you how to like run your channel correctly and whatnot. So I had watched, you know, several of his videos, and he was just like, those things that I was doing was mistakes that you're not supposed to do. Like, you should be having you know, be doing affiliate, you know, affiliate mark. You should have things like that going on, especially with the whole amount of subs I got and all that type of stuff. Like, I should be doing affiliate, you know, timestamps, different things that I haven't been doing because I didn't know. You know what? You gotta understand, when you start YouTube, you don't really know what you're doing, bro. You just be like, I'm recording, going, because I used to go live on Facebook all the time. So I just thought, like, this is just like that. Like, you just go live, but this is actually supposed to be considered a business. So it's like, once I seen Draw saying it, like, your name, you know, your channel is actually your business. Like, you got to look at it as such, because, you know, you don't want to, this ain't no game, like no type of game, in other words, like something to be taken like serious, if that makes sense, if you wanted to grow into something like that. So yeah, that's it. No, I'm still doing spaz outs. It's just that most of the content that I make is going to be Pisces related, because one thing is that it was so many things with it's not about making topic videos, if that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was going off into making too many random topic, you know, type videos that people didn't ask for. It's like, when you keep making like, and that happens because you just don't know. You know, you think it's supposed to be one way, but it's the whole other way, like in that type of sense. So I was like, damn, because it was like, he tell you how to talk through your videos so you're not rambling and stuff. So that's why he said, like, you have to edit your videos. You can't just just throw some shit up and think hope it stick. Like, you gotta literally make the video, make the thumbnail, and then you gotta, you know, chop and screw the whole editing thing and cut out all the pauses. It's like all type of extra stuff, which I was doing that when I first started. I had an intro, outro, and he said that's cool, but don't have it long. Like, don't make your intro super long. It had only like maybe 5-6 seconds, bro. Because he's like, you know, it's a lot of different complexities and like kind of like and that goes to your retention, all that type of analytic type stuff. But yeah, it's like, you know, I say what I only reason I did them videos, I was trying to just see, you know, like far as the recent ones, I was just trying to like break it down to like the origins, like, you know, but nobody asked for those. See, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm talking about sharing stuff that I know, but not ain't no, you know, it's not like the viewers is subscribe for that, if that makes sense. Uh, you say you could start talking, talking about popular news and talk why the celebrity did it because of his. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do that. It's right now I'm setting up my it's two things I'm thinking about because I was gonna I just made a Kick account, so I want to start streaming on there because that's when I'm gonna do like the calls. I'm, you know, I might do it on here, but I would rather do it on Kick. So on Kick is the Pisces code. No, it's Pisces code. That's the name of it for Kick. And then I think for Twitch is the Pisces code. So I'm trying to debate whether or not I do a group too because I feel like it's more see, you gotta understand it's a lot of problems that people experience that don't nobody be talking about. See, like for instance, like I haven't had nothing happen recently except the situation with my girl, you know, with my ex, um, with the whole money situation. So that was more like a issue that could happen to anybody, you know. It don't even have to be sign related, but as you guys know, a Leo could be a situation though. See, it's like that could have that could have been the reason why she behaved in such a way. Because if I borrow money to somebody, yeah, I'm gonna give it back. If I borrow, yeah, I'm gonna give you stuff back. But everybody ain't like you. That's another thing that's related to boundaries. But I hadn't really gave her nothing like that like in a long time, except like gifts. But those are like more thoughtful gifts other than me borrowing money to her. But it's just like, yeah, but I felt like she hasn't paid me back, bro. Um, that's what I'm saying. Like she's still playing. She texted me yesterday, like, oh, how your day going? But I didn't really like text her too much back. I just said like one word answer, like good, you know, because I feel like she's trying to rub it in my face that she didn't pay me back, but then she trying to like text me in a way like to see, she trying to see if I'm mad or something, like, oh, if I know I pissed him off, he probably ain't finna text back type, you know, type shit. So I'm like, oh, no, I ain't, you know, yeah. It's just a text message. You still can't see my face, but of course I'm not gonna be happy about you you lying to me saying you was gonna pay me back, but it's all good, bro. That type of, when you're dealing with a situation like that, it's best just to, you know, forgive so you're not still mad about it and just let it go and don't give her nothing else. That's it. Because it's like, you know, I tell people, if you burn the bridge, you can't cross it no more. So I always say you can't cross it no more. You burn the bridge. So I hope it's somebody else out there to look out for it, but it ain't gonna be me. Because, you know, hey, I didn't get my money back, bro. And I needed it. I did, you know, no, everybody need their money, bro, no matter, you know, no matter how much money they got or what they got going on. Shit, even if it's $20 damn, I still want my damn $20, even if, you know, it's something small, because it's like it's mine. So never again, bro. That was most, you know, people I shared it with, they like, oh, she got you. Yeah, bro, she got you out of it, finessed you for that 65. But I'm like, nah, bro. When you lie to people and you tell folks you getting evicted and you trying to hustle folks and shit, you gotta reap that, bro. You gotta reap. That's karma, bro. Like, I'm not finna sit there and chase you down for it, but, you know, we as adults, I thought you was gonna keep it P and just give it back, bro. And you know, she told me a certain day, oh, you gonna get it back? I'm gonna give it to you on the 21st. Man, shit, 21st came, didn't even hear from her, bro. I'm like, people are a trip though. Like they being like, soon as they get what they need, they act like you ain't need, like you, like they ain't even borrowed nothing. You know, whoop de woo. So I just was like, I was just like disappointed and more like first because I don't even be giving like females money or none of that ever. Like for me to do that for her was because she said she was getting evicted if she didn't pay by that date. So I'm like, oh, you know, like, okay. But then when you with somebody, you're not thinking like, oh, they lying or, you know, like they finna play you and take it from you unless y'all wasn't talking. But then I had got a wake up call that maybe she not claiming you to have kept your money, because think about it. If I thought we was together, I'm not thinking that you gonna lie to me. I'm thinking that you just gonna pay me back. We've been talking for five years. But in her mind, she probably thinking like, hell, we ain't together. She probably looking at me like she told me before I was just a halftime show. So when she told me that, I said, oh, okay, well, you kind of told on yourself. But it's like, I ain't claiming her no more after the fact, you know, of course, because she didn't pay it back. But I'm just like, bro, that right there was, you know what, bro, that had me so hot, bro, because I told her, I said, right now, because I, you know, paying bills and stuff, I'm like, rent, you know, car note, all these bills and stuff. I'm like, bro, I told her, like, I really ain't really got it right now. I said, because all my money is accounted for right now. And man, I brought that damn money. And I'm holding her to a word because I'm like, I need that for food, gas, whatever, whoop-de-woo. And she said, I'm not paying you back. You didn't give me a birthday gift. I'm like, okay, so you 56 years old and you still acting like you 14 because you, oh, I ain't paying you back because you ain't give me a birthday gift. I didn't even have the energy to even like go there, you know, that back and forth. I was just like, all right, well, you ain't gonna be hearing from me no time soon, so you might as well just call it done. Because I can't like, it's like I just refuse to let somebody humiliate me in such a way to where they think I'm finna be getting on the phone with them and acting like nothing happened. Like, nah, bro. We can't eat off the same table. You know, we can't eat together. I don't want to hang with you. I don't want to talk to you. Nope. See, you didn't make it right. So I'm not going to sit up there and make it right. So, you know how it's like, yeah, if she would have paid me my money back, then I would have texted her. We would have been good. But nah, you lose the access. When you playing in somebody's face, you lose access to stuff, bro. Oh, I ain't getting my money back. Well, you ain't getting no text messages, no phone calls, none of that. That's why I said she had to not been claiming me for her to do this to me, because it's almost like she knew I needed the money and she borrowed it so she could keep it, bro. Just to see if she could, because oh, I ain't never gave her no money like that. I gave God, you know, Christmas gifts or birthday gifts, but I missed one birthday gift. Cause why would, bro, listen to this is the craziest thing real quick, y'all. Could you imagine somebody borrow $65, right? And being calculative, knowing their birthday is on the day they're trying to borrow the 65. So then you was, to me, that I see that as manipulation. You knew your birthday was the next day. You ask for this favor, then you throw the whole eviction thing in there to speed things up, and then you thought you was gonna get $65 and a birthday gift on the same day. Hell no. Nope, I ain't falling for that. That's why I told her it's your birthday. I said, so you don't want to give? It's like I'm basically trying to catch her in a lie. Like, I see what you're doing. I said, so you want to borrow the 65 because of the eviction, or do you want the birthday gift? Because I said I ain't doing both. So either you just whoop de woo. Then she said, all right, well, just go on and just chime me to 65. So I chimed to 65, and then she waited a couple days. And when I was like, oh, it's past the 21st. And she was like, yeah, which makes me, she tried to flip it like, oh, which makes me think, oh, you weren't thinking about me. You didn't even give me a birthday gift. My birthday was, the other day. I'm like, you dirty motherfucker. I'm like, okay, I see how you think. It's all good. To me, it's like, bro, you just concocted that. And that's why I told her, I said, this is why I didn't go into business with you. Because I already felt that you was shiesty. Like, you know how she kept trying to get me to be like a silent partner in one of her little like companies. I told her, no, bro. How you got all these businesses with no employees, bro? Because you shiesty. The last little client she had, she didn't even pay him. I'm like, how you gonna, you didn't pay him? Are you nuts? I'm like, bro, so you kept the money, bro? I'm like, bro, that's wild, bro. See, and I believe that was the only reason she talked to me after the fact, which I told her I was a dentist when I first met her, was like me just trolling. Like, cause I had got upset about me not being able to like just talk to somebody without them trying to bring up all these like nosy where you work at type questions or whatnot. So I was like, you know what? How about I just start telling people I'm an orthodontist? See, that would that change the equation? Would people behave differently? And sure enough, yep. Because she was like willy-nilly, extra friendly. And then she sat up there and was like, oh, I'm getting a loan and some other stuff, and I'll give you half. And she trying to keep up with me thinking I'm a dentist. So she was really trying to show, how Leos can be. She was trying to show off like, oh, like she got money too type of situation. And I'm looking like, see, that is cold-blooded, bro. Like, in my mind, I'm trolling and I'm just drawing the illusion because I'm like, I really want to have that whole experience. I'm like, if people think you got money, do they straighten up? Because they don't know what you're making. They look, they got the chest poked out. They arrogant, talking to you like you down here, requesting, you taking me out. Oh, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing no friend with benefit and all this stuff. But if they know you got money, that all changes. They don't even talk to you in that way. They be super nice, willy-nilly, buying you groceries, doing all this weird stuff, right? So that's what the whole thing I just wanted to figure out for myself. So it was nuts because I had to tell her the truth. I was like, such. I just want to clear the air. I said, when I first met you, I told you I was an orthodontist. So I just want to let you know that I'm not. I was trolling. And then she was like, I kind of figured. I said, how? And then she was like, because you never talked, you never mentioned it ever, you didn't never mention it after that. Like once we met, Start hanging out, you ain't never mention it again. So I was like, oh, okay. But I was just like, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking she just gonna walk away and just be like, you know, oh, I don't want to talk no more. But she stayed. But here's the thing. She only stayed because she wanted me to be a part of her business, trying to use me, but she slipped up and told me she didn't pay the dude that was working for her. And when I seen that, I was like, hell no, I'm not working. Nope. I don't trust her. Like, she's like, oh, I'll make you a manager. I'll make you, you know, the highest position of, you know, the company. I'm like, nah, because the thing is, she has her own transportation company. Okay, so boom, she's like, she had like 2 clients that would pay her for rides. Woo. But my thing is, how are you getting to it with the client? And then she was like, oh no, I'm not taking her ass no more. Like, that's bad business. You can't get in your feelings of chest and then start just, oh, I ain't taking you, and you made it personal. I'm like, bro, you don't even know how to run a business, bro. But to my mind, it was just like, don't even tell her that, because you gotta just don't join, bro, because you can't. It's rude to be like, oh, you don't know how to run a business. Just don't join it, bro, because it's like, I just saw how she was moving. To me, why I don't never see the employees? She could have made that up. I ain't never seen these people, bro, that she mentioned and talk about, because you gotta be careful. Some Leos be trying to control the narrative, and they always be keeping, you know, telling you certain things to make them look good, but it never happened, bro. It's like, I don't know, bro. I'm not trying to say it's just a sign thing. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like a coincidence in a way. Like, she and my ex, they behave like their sign, bro. Now, this ain't no me judging them and saying, oh, you're this and that. No, they acted like Leos, bro, like to the T. So the lion thing, man, and I'll tell you why. It's because of their pride and their ego. They refuse to just tell you how weak they are when they are. It's like, if they do something and it make them look bad and you question them about it, they won't tell you the truth. They'll deflect. Deflection is like their number one go-to. So once you try to like hold, like, let's say you bust them doing something or you catch them cheating, they'll tell you it never happened. You're cheating. Like, try to bounce it back to you. So, you know, let me see. Appreciate the hundreds. If y'all double tap the screen, let me see. That'll be good looking. Let me see. James Florin. Look at it like this, and only 65 to get rid of that person. Oh, you said it took 60. It only took 65 to get rid of. Oh, yeah, I do agree. What's up, Ariel? Appreciate the 100. What's up, C-Main? But yeah, James, you hit it on the head, man, because when she told me that, it's kind of like the room went quiet when she told me I was the halftime show. It was like, stopped and think, you know, it was almost like a football game. I'm like, halftime show? Oh, so you playing in my face? Okay. But this is the only reason I stayed. Because the deal we had, which she wanted to be in this whole little, I don't really know the word for it, but she's telling me, like, if I hang out with her, like, you know, on a company level situation basis, she would give me like, you know, $100 here, 150. Like, she was basically giving me money to hang out with her. That was the only reason why I didn't get in my chest and be like, I'm done. See, because I had already started doing that whole little, you know, it wasn't a real contract, but it was like, this was an agreement we had made because of the whole age problem because she's 56 and I'm 40. So it was just like, in my mind, I didn't mind being a halftime show because I didn't want to I didn't want to her to take my, take my I ain't gonna say my youth because I'm in my 40s, but it's not, that's why, okay, so that's a whole nother story. Now, the reason is like, if you 40 and you get with someone that's older than you gotta be careful because they're already older than you for one. So they've experienced, that's like what is it, 20 years almost. So it's like, could you imagine someone 56 and you're 40? So they got like 10 years on you almost and some change. And it's like, you might, this type of person can expect something from you that you don't have to get, you don't have it to give it to them. So whether that be your time, your energy, wanting you to hang out all, neck and neck with them all the time. So to me, you gotta be careful because they can literally, those types of equations and, ups and downs of just young and old, it could really mess you up, bro. Not them, but you, because you're not in that mentality. You're not thinking like them, bro, because you're younger. So it's like what they thinking about might be something that could slow you down from, being with, others, having certain friends, doing certain things. Because a lot of times she just wanted me to lay in bed with her and just be on some affectionate type stuff, but she didn't want to do nothing else. Now, that could be, and it could not be related to her age. But I'm just saying, she just was, I kept feeling like she was on that. It felt more of a, I ain't gonna say a grandma, but it felt more like it just didn't feel like something that you would be with someone that be, similar age. So it's like, where her mind is at, you see how she's talking, want to start businesses and do these different things, which is cool, but like, she can't relate to nothing that I got going on. That makes sense. So it's like, then I'll say another thing is, and I know this happens to a lot of Pisces, not to mention, you could have an interest in something and you share it. It could be anything. And a lot of people frown upon what you share with them about what you're currently, doing for work, what you got going on, your your schedule. It could be any, or let's say you're always late for work, and this is just something you just don't really think about. It's not that you don't care, you just don't really be taking it serious to, change it. So you could be labeled that, oh, he's always late. But we're not people pleasers either. So the thing is that when you share, especially with a Leo, when you share like things about how you operate, you tell people, I work all night, oh, so you don't sleep at night? Oh, no, I don't. Okay, that's not good. So you gotta be careful, because you could tell a Leo and say, yo, I got these things going on, I do YouTube, and that age thing, a person that's older than you might look down on you in such a way like, what are you doing on YouTube? They don't understand, see, from that age, they don't want to be like, oh, taking your word for something that you putting them onto something new. They want to be telling you, oh, what you should be doing, and being all suggestive because they're older than you. So that's why I say, like, bro, sometimes you just can't tell people like anything anymore, because they start trying to suggest, oh, well, why are you doing that? And then the crazy thing was this, and she's like, I said I got a YouTube channel, but I never wanted to tell her my YouTube because I feel like that's a boundary, like for her, because she's not gonna be watching for the content. She's gonna be trying to see what I'm doing, like, and she already has, done things like, if I reply to, one of y'all comments, she get all insecure, like, who's that? Who are you talking to? Or, you better not be talking to no another. I'm like, yo, this is not what you think it is. Like, you need to calm down, fam. It's just little stuff like that. What's going on? C Main, how you doing? Nico, what's going on? He said maybe you get more sincere from women if you put yourself each other better. Said chubby stomachs and often mean chubby lifestyle. I don't think so. I disagree. Not because you might think something that I don't want to hear. But what I think is, you got a lot of people that's big and have some of the most beautiful women that, hey, and you can look at them and be like, oh, it don't make sense. And he got a gut and she look like this, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, bro. Trust me. Because there's a lot of people that look like Tom Cruise, and guess what? They ain't cruising. The type of females, they might even have no females. It'd be situations like that. But chubby life, that's just how can I say it? That's like more of an opinion than it is of a fact, bro. It's like, because my question would be, can you prove it? Name anybody that's chubby and prove your point. That's all I'm saying. Prove your point. Let me see. Tony said, no money, no honey. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think, see, me basically staying was just like, I can't even explain it to y'all, the amount of money. Bro, to me, it's like, it would have been dumb. It would have been super dumb for me to be like, oh, you called me, you said I was the halftime show, so I'm out of here. Like, most men would have, thinking on an emotional level, they would have left because, it's like, oh, you called me a punk, or you called me this, called me names type of thing. Oh, I'm leaving. But in my mind, I'm like, it's okay, because I'll be that halftime show as long as I'm still getting paid, So until you stop paying is when I start, leaving, because now it's not about using somebody. It's about, well, what changed? Why did you switch up? Now you switch up because now you think you got another plan. And I don't trust that, because the only thing I trust is consistency. If you start doing something different, that's like pivoting off one foot. That means that, hey, it could be a trap coming my way. I don't trust that. If when you with somebody and they start switching up, bro, because I ain't gonna lie, that's what happened to me. So I'm getting all this money, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not asking for it. This was her idea, so I just agreed, and then we're just doing this little, transactional situation. And then I guess $25,000 later, she's like, oh, you ain't been coming around and like you used to, and then she started trying to control me, because she started saying stuff like, you still haven't moved in yet, you still haven't done this yet, why aren't we why aren't we spending time together? And I'm like, I mean, you switched up, so I switched up. It's like, because you understand, bro, I'm getting all this it's like, I'm getting like 80, 100, all these different amounts. Then it got to the point where it was like $20 type thing, to where I'm thinking to myself, like, it's okay if you don't want to do this whole blase, you don't want to do this whole agreement we had. Just say that. Don't try to mislead and try to make it seem like, oh, we still a thing, but we're really not. So it was obvious because the money stopped. But this is the thing. I think the money started going to somebody else because I wasn't the first guy that she did this with, bro. And I found that out through her sister. They got into an argument, and then they were texting back and forth. And then I went through her phone one time and seen those messages of what her sister was saying to her. And her sister said, "Oh, you need to get your life together and stop paying mother effers to hang out with you and all this little weird stuff." And the sister said, "You've been doing this for years. It's cold-blooded." So, the money stopped because you couldn't control me. Because she wanted me to do weird stuff. And I catch on like, "Nah, bro, I ain't doing that." Like, she'll be like, trying to give an ultimatum, or like, "Yeah, if you come hang out with me, I'll give you $300, but you gotta stay with me for like 3 weeks." Nah, fuck that. Nope. I ain't doing that shit. Cause she knows when she used to give me the money, I would leave that same day, like at nighttime. So I was like, I'll just come over and then leave. We're not together if we're playing this game. I wouldn't want to be with somebody that even does that, if that makes sense to y'all. It's like what you're doing is a pattern. Like, I can see it clearly. Hell, your sister even told on you. So in my mind, why would I want to be your man and have a real relationship if you've been paying me to hang out with you? Why the hell would I want you at that point? Because if you wanted to be together, you shouldn't even have said that or started that crap. Because it's like, to me, I don't really know how to explain it, bro. It was a wicked, bad situation for me to even like fall for that, because like I say, I never asked for it. And I when she first told me this, I didn't even believe it, bro. Honestly, I didn't believe what she was the agreement. I thought she was just trolling, making that up, bro. So once I saw that it was real, I didn't want to, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, because I felt I was playing with fire. I'm like, nah, all money ain't good money. I'm not taking this. Like, at first I kept pushing it away, like, no, I'm not taking it, bro. Because I felt like it's a trap coming with that. And then sure enough, she's like, like, she tried to tell me, it's sickening, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. She told me like that she was gonna sue me because like, I ain't been keeping up with the weekly visits and shit. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I got all the messages. I have them all. They're all I saved. I got the voice recording of your, the agreement, what you told me. I said, dude, you sound stupid as hell, bro. I said, you can have all the voice recordings and all that. You can keep all that shit. But this was your doing, bro. This was your idea, bro. I never said anything about this. It's like a person, giving you an offer. Like, shit. I mean, now I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, since I'm fully aware of this, I ain't falling for that bull crap again, bro. I'm not, because to me was like, I felt like throwing up, bro. Like, you really don't want the person. So it's like you just coming along because this agreement bull crap. And I feel like that's what messed up the whole vibe between us, is that we should have never been doing that, bro. I don't know how to, if any of y'all ever been in a situation like that. Let me see. How do you define people that look good? I mean, now that I'm older, I don't really look at looks, bro. I just look at like how a person keep up with themselves, smell good. I look at other things that's kind of like your house, having a clean house, kind of shows a lot about the person. Like, but to me, that whole, I'm gonna tell you just a true thing. So like the dude was saying about the whole chubby stomachs, chubby lifestyle. I know a lot of brothers, even like of all different kinds, got muscles, 6 packs and shit, And guess what? They don't even want no women. They want men. It's cold-blooded. It's cold-blooded. A lot of them muscle man type, action figures, body, action figure looking motherfuckers, bro. They be gay. And I'm just keeping it real. I know a doctor, bro, that went to the gym faithfully, bro. And guess what? He was gay. So to me, it's like you gotta be careful, And a lot of them muscle man, action figure, bodybuilders, type of looking, you know what? Don't let it fool you, bro. Because a lot of I always used to think to myself, like, if you put muscle on, why do you want to be in that room lifting them weights with all them dudes? It's probably more guys in the environment than women. To me, it just, I don't know, bro. To me, that's like a jail mentality. Like, ain't nothing else to do type shit, but I'ma just be in here lifting weights to my heart explode in my chest, because to me, what that end up inviting is steroids, all that crazy stuff, bro, to keep that look, bro. I mean, it ain't that serious, bro. Eat right, do exercise, but don't be doing it, depends what you're doing it for. Let me see. Yeah, it's a lot of Tony, it's a lot of cute cougars. And no, it's not Diddy, but I'm just saying, people do be lifting weights. They be, see, Tony said if they seek old school, the high tech stuff freaks them out. Yeah, I mean, to me, for me, it was kind of like a taboo. So, me seeing an older woman, I'm like, damn, want to experience that and see what that's like, But it was like, once I seen this one, what I signed up for, bro, that's when things went left, bro. Because to me, it was the devil. It felt like just like some evil. With that agreement, it was just an evil ass agreement, bro. That's all it was, bro. It was a super evil ass agreement that it was almost like she knew I wasn't gonna say no to that shit, bro. You know how a person that you think they're giving you they think it's like you really being set up, but it's like it feels like an offer, if that makes sense, like a deal, and it's like it could feel like a pyramid scheme or something. Like, okay, well, because when she told me, oh, I'll just sue you, she was like, I could sue you. I'm like, for what? She's like, yeah, all the money I gave you, I could just sue for it. I'm like, I started thinking like, oh hell no. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was worried for nothing, because I'm sitting there like, I'm surprised she even like told me she was keeping records of everything and statements, bank statements and stuff. I'm like, bro, but this was your doing. I don't understand, like, like, then I ain't gonna lie, it was because I'm feeling guilty for taking the money, because it's like, I'm thinking, I ain't gonna lie, I'm thinking she's slow or something, bro. Like, at one point, I started thinking, like, what's wrong with her, bro? Like, why does she keep doing this, bro? But it wasn't even that, bro. She was being manipulative, bro. Like, could you imagine if somebody give you, let's say somebody give you like 5,000, right? And they got it all in cash. And they make an offer to you like, oh, come spend time with me just a few days a week, and we go hang out, do stuff together, whoop-de-woo. And then you see how it sound good, look good, because the money is right there in cash, bro. And you take that on, bro. Next thing you know, for that same person threatening you and telling you like, oh, yeah, I could take you to court, just mentioning all kind of weird shit, bro, that I'm like, bro, you could just have that 5,000 back, bro. That's, in other words, that's how I was looking at it after the fact. Like, this ain't even worth it, bro. And then the stalking and all the extra stuff that came with it, I'm just like, nah. And I was upset because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why didn't she present, or why didn't I see the trap to start with? Because I was blinded by the money. See, it was like I'm looking at it in like a, oh, you know, that's a little, you know, whatever the amount was. I'm like, oh, that, like, what? You know, like, damn, you know, that's a day's earning, or, you know, I'm looking at a certain way. It's just like, you know, back then. So, because I've been talking to her since for like 5 years. So it's just like, but it was, see, there's the difference though. I was talking to her for 5 years for the agreement, not like, oh, we're actually together, because I felt that was an illusion that she made and that I made because of the situation. No one wants to walk around telling somebody, oh, you guys together? Yeah, you can say that. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's just an agreement we got going on. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be telling your family that, like, oh, so who's the new girl? You know, who's the new such and such? Oh, yeah, we just got a little agreement going. Oh, what kind of agreement is that? Oh, well, you know, she said, you know, for company, just, you know, come over a couple days. Bro, they already be thinking like, nah, But to me, I feel like that's another thing we gotta watch out for is bait, bro. Everything be wrapped in a pretty package ain't good for you. See, intelligent mind. What's going on? You said I'm with that LOL 100 a week. You said I'm with that. I mean, it was cool at first, but it was like it it wasn't after, like, once I got the money, I felt like, I can't explain it. Like, I felt deceived. I felt like trapped because, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, like, why is she doing all this? For what? And and I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm like, why is she doing this? And then it's hot, man. Whew. I'm like, why is she doing this? And I'm like, you know, one trick question I asked her, I said, yo, can we just like watch TV? Can I just come over and like chill with you and we do something else? Because we were doing the same stuff over and over and over. And I'm like, can we just go do something else? And she was like, nah. And she said, nah, because I feel like you're trying to play me. I'm like, what? You think I'm trying to play you? Because I'm saying, let's just go get some ice cream and just get out the house and go do some stuff. And she told me, nah, I feel like you trying to play me. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, I fell for that shit for the entirety of the agreement. And then, like, soon as the money started becoming less and less and less and less, and I'm like, because it started up being like 300 for just like a few days, and then it was doing that weekly. So went from 300 to like $20 type of situation, bro, to where she had the nerve to say, oh, I feel like you just using me for money at this point. That's why with some Leos, bro, you gotta be like extremely careful, bro, because to me it was just like, you see, this is the thing, bro. If you offer something, don't offer something if you don't plan on giving it. That's what I would think. That's what I would do. If I ain't gonna offer nothing if why would I offer if I don't want to do it, bro? You know, that to me is stupid. It's like a person saying, yeah, I'll give you a few dollars, and they're making an offer. That's what that's the amount they agreed to give you, but then get upset because, oh, they didn't get something from you, meaning time spent. Or, and I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't really coming around no more because, bro, I felt like can't even explain it, bro. I felt disgusted, bro, like to the core, to where, like, I can't explain it, bro. Like, that's how it is when you really don't want the person, bro, and it's like you just coming around because y'all got some type of little bull crap agreement going on. It make you like just not even like want to be around the person. Don't even want to see their face, bro, because that's not how a real relationship was supposed to be. I don't think it never got to that. And I always say, like, you don't want to be in no confusion about it either, because that's even worse. Because I started becoming confused, like, I knew we weren't together, but we were together. It's hard to explain because of the agreement, but we wasn't in a real relationship. She already proved that by saying, oh, you're just a halftime show. So I don't know, bro. Tony said it's a offer or ultimatum. Yeah, I feel like it was both. I feel like the ultimatum was just, she thought, see, the agreement to her was she wanted to control me. See, basically try to tell me what to do with her. So that was like she trying to buy me, in other words. And that ain't ever gonna happen. So I told her, like, mm-mm. But then, like, it was a lot, bro, that, like, up in here, bro, I just wasn't feeling right. I felt like throwing up, bro, because, and I would always get that feeling when I would be around her, that I start feeling sick, bro, because I always felt like she was doing witchcraft. I feel like she was doing something, bro, that she wasn't telling me. I didn't trust her. So every time she tried to, like, cook me something, I told her I had to watch her make it. And, like, I always had to peel the bread back. And it was just to the point where, like, bro, just stop talking to her, bro. Because if you don't trust her, just stop talking to her. Because, yeah, man. Let me see. What's up, Jay? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, what's the intelligence said? I know that feeling. I've been around a shorty like that. Word. Yeah, it's like, to me, it's like I wanted the money, but I didn't want to spend no time, if that makes sense. Because in my mind, it was like, I can't even explain that shit. It's to me, it's like a person that wants you. And I found out I found out what it was tied to. Control, bro. Because maybe it was her past, relationships, her past marriages. Bro, I'm gonna tell you this. Now, I ain't never heard no shit like this ever. And she told me this, it blew my mind, bro. And I should have asked that question first before even messing with her on that level. Bro, she been married 12 different times, bro. It's cold-blooded. 12 times, bro. That's too, man, that's a lot, bro. That means she was playing marriage. Basically just in and out of shit constantly. 12, bro. And the number 12 don't come in a good sequence, bro. Now that's a whole nother thing, getting off into numerology, but to me, I don't like, nah, bro. I I can't, nah, bro. 12 times, bro. So what make you think you being number 13 is gonna be any different? It's not, bro. You gotta pass the being, it's like you gotta hold people by their track record, bro. Like, not it's like their track record, not their reputation. Because the reputation could only be like a short term. Yeah, you could be known for things, but is that really you? See, your track record, you can't lie from those things because, yeah, it sticks to you. Wherever you go, everybody knows it. Even her sister knew it, to the point where her sister, like I say, bust her out. Said, oh, you know, you don't have to buy a man. If you can't get one, you don't have to pay. You don't have to feel like you have to buy a man, you know, whoop-de-woo, to keep him. I'm like, that ain't even what I was thinking. I never thought it was going to become bigger than what it was, if that makes sense. I thought it was going to happen maybe once, twice, boom, and over with, right? Nah, that became a thing for like the first couple years. And then, like, she brought it to my attention and said, oh my God. Because, you know, Leos, they very dramatic, bro. She's get all dramatic, like, oh my God. And I'm thinking something really going on. Like, what's going on? And she looking at her bank statement. She said, I've given you over 25,000. And she said, oh, and you can't even stay with me for a couple weeks. You can't even move in. I'm like, that's manipulation, bro. You think you slick? Like, you think I'm done? I don't like when people like try talk to you like you stupid, bro. Like, in a way, like thinking they could just say some shit and you gonna roll on the floor and hit 3 cartwheels because they said, oh, like, nah, I'm not moving. I told her I'm not moving in. I'm not moving in to play house with you, bro. No. And like when I went to her house, like she doesn't clean up, bro. So like in her house, there's like clothes all over the floors. The kitchen is like full of just like boxes and like, and I told her when she got her place, bro, I told her she had got herself a loft. I said, ooh, this is a nice place. You should keep it clean. And I'm like, keep it looking good and nice. So when people come over, you know, everything's all in place. No, one ear and out the other, bro. It's like a pig style, bro. She got that mug, just clothes everywhere, dishes everywhere. And I told her, like, you know, that's the thing, bro. And that goes all into upbringing. It's like, I told her, shit, when I used to stay with my mom, bro, my mama didn't play that shit, bro. You couldn't have dishes in the sink and garbage overflowing and like just cups and spoons all in your room and all over the fucking counters and shit. My mom used to whoop our ass if we did stuff like that growing up, bro. Like my mom, she's a Pisces, bro, so she did not play that shit, bro, at all. Like we had to wash, we had to like, she did not enable us either. She made us pay our way for stuff every time, bro. She made us do like dishes, no matter how old we were. We had to alternate and switch off because she basically said, I'm not going to do everything. And, you know, it's just like, it's all respect, but it's just like that upbringing taught me, like, bro, keep them dishes washed, bro. You don't like doing the dishes, then buy paper cups and shit so you can throw that shit away. Don't have no sink full of dish. I remember, dog, my mom used to wake me up out my sleep and whoop my motherfucking ass, bro. If I like, she told me to do the dishes and I ain't do them, bro, she done woke me up out my sleep with whooping me with a belt, bro. I told you not to leave them mother dishes in the goddamn sink. Like, y'all ain't gonna have, you know, when we was younger, like, you ain't gonna have my house like stinking and shit or having roaches and, you know, whoop-de-woo. She basically was big on that because she said that's how you get like bugs and rodents and rats and shit when you like got a nasty house, bro. But I know a Taurus. I know a Taurus dude. He used to be nasty, bro. Growing up, when I used to go to my grandma's house, and it was one of my uncles, this man used to spit on the floor, bro. he used to spit on the floor, and guess mama didn't say nothing. His mom was a Sag, bro. He used to spit on the floor. He used to be like, and just spit, bro, right on the fucking carpet, bro. Like, damn, bro, you ain't up? Nope. That's why I say it's a level of dysfunction, bro, when you're dealing with people. But again, that's how they were raised. Man, if I did something like, I would never even think to do nothing like that. That's just, man, I don't know even how to say it. I see Tony said, oh, for sure, bro, you get sick to your stomach because you know how hurt you've been and how you've been. Yeah, I mean, it was like, to the point, like I said, I don't wish nobody to do that, bro, because it's, to me, I wish somebody would have told me, like, bro, don't do that. Don't, you know, even if she offering, don't even take that money, bro, because that money ain't what you think it is, bro. It's a trap. So it was like, when me looking at the money, bro, it was like, she was trying to blind me with the money, but really trying to do all this other stuff that was like stuff I ain't want to do. But then I began to see why she paid, because she wants me to do stuff and not say no. So it means she just want to take advantage of me, thinking she paid already type shit. Like, oh, like you have to, in other words. Because I think what it was she got tired of folks telling her no, that she didn't want to respect the boundary, because she said, she would say stuff like, oh, why you working so much? And then I'd be like, because I don't want to be broke. Like, I told you, people don't understand, I used to be homeless. So when I was homeless, I had just like, bro, y'all, it just did something to me to where, like, I don't even want to sleep, bro, because that homeless shit, bro, that shit, like, it's like a trauma, but it was like, it to the point where I'm like, I never, ever want to go back to that shit, bro. So I always make sure I'm out here working, being productive, even when I'm fucking tired. Because, bro, that type of situation is like rock bottom, you know, to the point where sleeping outside and like, just like, I ain't trying to turn this into no sad fucking lie, but bro, like, that shit was just terrible for me, that I was even asking family members for, for help. They weren't even like, they was basically like, no, and just, bro, that shit was so it felt like a movie, bro. It felt like a horror movie. It felt like a lost touch of reality, if that makes sense, to the point where, how do you stop this? It's like you bleeding, and it's like, how do I stop the bleeding, bro? Because every day is hell, you know? And then I was just like, bro. And it's the crazy thing is, like, could you imagine walking around outside, you got the same clothes on, you don't got no money, and you just like, you don't got nowhere to go, so you just walking around, bro, to the point where eventually you're gonna get tired. You're gonna want to lay down somewhere. And that's like a whole field trip of trying to find somewhere to sleep that's safe. And, you don't want to be on the ground and shit, raccoons and stuff walk up on you. It's all kind of stuff, bro. So mentally, dog, I ain't gonna lie, that could be a problem, but it could be also, discipline. Because, nobody made me homeless but myself. And at the time, and it's like, bro, I'm glad I got out of that shit, bro. Like, I don't wish that on my worst enemy, bro. That shit ain't no joke. But yeah, man. So that could be another influence why I was even taking the money too, because shit, I was trying to get a nest egg, put up a nest full of money, because I'm like, shoot, this ain't finna be that no more, bro. That's why I tell you the story how it led to dark place is that I used to be gambling all the fucking time, bro. Like, it wasn't even just a casino. I was betting on stuff, betting on games, betting on boxing matches. I was just one of them type people that's bet 1,000, you know, the Packers win type shit. And bro, kept doing that betting stuff. Then I started going to the casino like every day. Sometimes I would win, sometimes I would lose, and it got out of hand. And then I did the dumbest thing ever. I had a few, you know, a few hundred on me. I went to the and now this was rent money. This wasn't no extra, you know, money, because I had just took a hit, a bad loss from the previous day. So I only had like 700. I'm like, bro, that was my rent money. So I'm like, man, I'm finna just like see if I could flip this, right? So, bro, I got on roulette and I made like a huge stupid ass bet, bro. Like, I had like 300 on the table, bro. But if one of them numbers would have hit, bro, I would have doubled up. So, man, tell me why this shit hit 0, bro. And bro, I just, knowing that half the rent money was damn near gone, I'm like, oh shit. And that's how the casino, I be feeling like, even though you putting the chips on the damn table, how the hell did it hit 0? Like, I don't know how to say it, y'all. Like, that blew my mind to where, like, how the fuck it hit goddamn 0, bro? Like, what? And I had money on both sides of 0. I had money on 28. And I'm like, yo, because I'm going to tell you the thing about roulette is, okay, so I can see things usually before it happens, okay? And I put money on both sides of that on the wheel. I had money on the 28, and then I had money on the other one. And these were all on the sides of the 0, and I had money on the opposite sides of the 00. So I'm like, I had a feeling it was gonna be in that little vicinity of numbers. But when it hit that 0, bro, because you gotta know, it bounced the ball, the little roulette ball, it bounced on 28, and then it juked out into 0. I was so mad, bro, to where, man, I played the 300. Then I'm like, oh my God. The last 400, I'm like, dude, I gotta get that money back. So I'm chasing that. And then I got hit again, fam, like another 300. So I'm down to $100. I'm like, oh, it's over with, bro. So I'm like, bro, I ain't thinking about nothing but trying to get my money back. I had the little $100, and then I bet another crazy bet, bro, left with $0, bro. So when I got home, reality set in, and bro, it was just like, I had to call the landlord, tell him the situation. I couldn't even tell him it was gonna be late. I didn't have it. So they was like, yeah, you gotta go, bro. Like, I gotta come there and put the stuff out. You gotta be out of there by such. And I'm like, damn, bro. So that was already eating away at me. And then, like, man, when I had to like be outside, bro, feel that cold wind, bro, I told myself I would never gamble ever again, bro. And I've been clean for years, bro. I ain't been back in that motherfucker ever again, bro. Because that was like a lesson for me. Like, I don't think if that never happened, I don't think I would have ever stopped. Because that was my, like, some people might have a place that's, the club or the bar, that's their little spot to go to. My spot was the casino. And it was like I would go there, go to the little fancy hotel they got. I'll be in there hanging out type shit in gambling. Like I say, I enjoy everything that's there. So to me, I was like, nah, can't go back, bro. And I remember My ex, her daddy had a heart attack right in the fucking casino, bro. He was playing blackjack. This man won. He won 40 grand, bro. And I'm talking about, he was so excited. He's a Cancer. He was so excited, telling everybody like, oh, I'm gonna buy everybody something nice. And he just like so excited, bro. And I'm thinking like he gonna really enjoy it. 40,000? Nah, bro. He went back the same night. Oh, he went back the same night and lost it all, bro. He lost all. And when he told everybody he lost the whole 40,000, nobody could believe him. Like, what? Who let his ass go back, bro? Talking about he was feeling lucky, bro. I see that word lucky is like the devil, bro. Cause like, I ain't never felt that lucky. If you already won 40,000, it ain't no luck in the world to be like, yeah, I'm going back tonight. Hell no, bro. He went back and gave it back, bro. And he had a heart attack right in the casino, bro. Like, damn, bro. That's what I'm like. That shit. I seen a dude come to the roulette table with like $7,000, bro, and lost that shit in like lost it in 10 minutes, bro. Because he did the same thing I did, just bet on a whole bunch of numbers, but he had plenty money on them shits. And then it was just like, because the payout, if you win on roulette per spin, payout is very high. So if you think about it, the payout is 35 times the amount. So if let's say so let's say you bet $100 on a number, that's 3,500. On the low scale, let's say you bet like $10 on a number, you'll win 350 bucks. Let's say you bet like $20, was that 700. So, you could do the math and you be like, damn, that's a lot of money if you win. But the odds is against you. The house always wins. I ain't gonna tell you really no strategy, but like me, I just use my intuition. But either I tell you as close as it got, I'll probably be one or two, one or two numbers off. But usually I will win something. So whether that was me winning my money back or some of it, I was just there to have a good time when I first started going, but then it just went left. Like, because I started taking it too serious, like thinking I had a strategy and shit. But yeah, man, I say stay away from that stuff. That ain't no different than like drugs, bro. It's just you going to the casino. It's the same if a person was on type of, being a addict. Let me see. Oh, you say you think we had the same mother? Or she a Pisces too or something? Space said one with Pisces. I mean, I feel like every sign goes through things. It could be any sign. I've seen a lot of different people do foolish stuff, but most of them been Leos and Sag, because like I say, Pisces too, but it's like it ain't all Pisces, bro. It's everybody. But I seen a Leo friend of mine did something similar. He lost all his money. That was who I was gambling with. And then he went home, and I'm talking about, man, this man emptied his bank account. He was grabbing all his little debit cards and shit, and then he was like, selling stuff. Then he had that whole like apple juice jar full of coins and shit. Dog went to the bank and cashed everything in, got all his money out the bank, and was like, man, I'm finna go back. I'm like, nah, don't do that, bro. Now, this was before my situation happened. So this was like earlier on, like 2016, around that little area. So, man, dude went back up there and lost that too, bro. I'm like, I remember walking back to the car, like, both of us not saying shit, quiet as a mouse, bro. And then I'd be like riding past McDonald's, like, damn, man, wish I could have had got me a Big Mac. We probably should have did that first. Man, I used to do that. That used to, bro. But I feel like, bro, you know, the hardest thing is leaving the casino broke. I think a lot of people hate that shit. Cause I remember one time this dude lost his money, and you know how, like, when a spider dies, it kind of like just kind of balls up. But like, dude, just like when he lost, he kind of like, you could tell it didn't like register yet, but it was like when you could tell he must have really got hit, because he just sitting there. He stopped touching the screen and he was just sitting there for a minute, like, and then he just started crying, bro. I'm like, damn, I couldn't do that, bro. I had to go cry in the bathroom or something, bro. I would have had to leave. I would have been like this. I couldn't do it, bro. Hell no. I would have been, because a lot of times what I would do, if I ain't gonna lie, I did feel like crying like a couple times of losing. But what I would do is I would just look at my phone and just get the fuck out of there, bro. Because it's like, I ain't finna sit there and like, because you know, the dealer, he always looks at you when you done got hit, bro. And then everybody be looking at you because, oh, he must have, you know, his pockets must be tapped because he ain't even putting no more money on the table. But it's like, you can't think like everybody be going through that, bro. You say, oh yeah, all the kitchen situation, facts. She didn't like the kitchen dirty at all with the dishes and all that stuff. And you said that the casinos, we know it's a gamble. But like, I was talking to my pops a while back, and he told me, like, he said, if you like gambling, he said, why you just didn't get no lottery tickets and like do the scratch offs and shit? Like, at least that's more like a one and done situation than, you know, you just feeding the machine. But that's the thing. I wasn't playing slots. I was playing roulette and roulette only. I ain't played none of them other games. I just like to play roulette because it was quick. Like, you bet, they spin the ball, hits one number out of 36, and it's like you could play red or black, and it was just like simple and easy for me to play and win or lose, right? But to me, that was like, okay, so I think I was like 20. I was young as hell, and I was bad with money, extremely bad with money, to the point where I had lost touch with reality regarding money and the value, because I was gambling so much that thousands of dollars flying out of my hand, me going up there paycheck to paycheck, and it was just like, I just didn't know how to stop, bro. This shit was like controlling me, like, and I was so vulnerable to it because I like money, and it was just like, I couldn't, this shit used to wake me up out of my sleep, bro, at night. Like, I see slot machines and shit, sleep, and then at like 2 in the morning, I'm driving to the casino type shit, just because I would try to, I would try to use the dream as, oh, this must mean I'm finna win, like, type shit. Like, oh, I had a dream that I was in the casino. Some of them dreams played out though. Like, I won in the dream, then I won in the waking life. But it's like sometimes I lost too. So that let me know the dreams wasn't always, 100% accurate, but sometimes it's like a half and half. Yeah, Tony said casinos, the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat. And with me, I feel like, I guess what used to get me was my intuition giving me an idea of what number gonna hit next, and then I hit and it's right. I used to be getting like super excited about that. And I felt like that was one thing, but to me, it's amount before. So that was what kept me coming back. Like you know, the whole when I won, a first big win I ever had was like 7,000, bro. I won like 7 G's, like, and it was quick to the point where I walked out of there with all that money, bro. I didn't know what to do with it. I ain't even like, it didn't even register how much it really was. It was like, once I got in the car and I'm counting all these hundreds and shit, I'm just like, damn, bro. I'm thinking like my ex, her dad. I'm thinking like him, like go back, but don't take all of it now. Like you know, keep 5 at home and then take the rest. But with me, I say this: the bad part about my situation, or what it used to be, because I don't do it no more. But with me was like, I couldn't leave nothing at home. I couldn't leave. Like some people say, oh, don't take it with you, because you know, don't take the debit cards with you. Don't take your credit cards with you. That didn't work for me, bro. I would drive home to get that shit, bro. That's why I'm saying is levels to gambling, to where not everyone would, where not everyone. It depends on how much you've won before. That's the whole reason the loop that creates the illusion, is because, oh, you won one time, so you think you're gonna win again. See? And that's how they get you. But the crazy thing is that when I when I went back, it was like I kept trying to find out how to stop. So when I was younger, my pops took me up there to ban myself from the casino. So we go up there, and they try to do the whole counseling thing or whatever they had to offer. I'm like, nah, hell no. Nah. And then the dude asked for my name, so I gave the wrong name on purpose. See, just because I wanted to go back. I just did that so my pops would get off my back. But like I told the dude a fake name. I didn't give him my full, the accurate full name. So I started gambling again. And then it was just like, damn, you can't stop. So it was like, it basically came down to a day. I asked this one dude, I'm like, yo, he said, you can ask me anything, I bet I can help you. I said, okay, how do I stop gambling? How does a person stop gambling? And he said, you just stop going. It's as easy as that. You just stop doing it. I said, but what if you struggle with stopping? He said, there ain't no such thing as you struggling. You just want to go. And you keep going because you want to win. But he's like, the casino is rigged in a way where it's basically based off of like a dopamine type of effect to your brain. Like, it's almost like they control you through those little moments you win sometime, whoop-de-woo, and it pulls you back into the thing because you're thinking about it and the experience and everything that come with it, the free drinks. And it was just like, damn, you know what? He's right. I got to make a decision, bro. That's the bet. It sounds easy, but it's the hardest thing when you are, see, he said, right now, you're addicted. He said, the only way you're going to stop is you have to admit that it's wrong, it got out of hand, and that you're addicted right now, and that you're going to stop. So I'm like, damn, I got to be honest with myself. Like, yep, you addicted, bro. But that's okay. At least you admitted that that's the first thing that need to happen for you to stop and change. So once I did that, he said, another thing you got to tell yourself is you can't win, bro. You can't win. And he was right, because, bro, he said, bro, you think you want to? He said, how much money did you lose going down there? I said, probably thousands. He said, so if you were to walk in the casino and you won 50,000, would you still be in a negative? And I was like, yes. He said, so why are you still going? Because you just giving them more money. You gonna stay in the negative. You're never gonna be up on their money. And then when he told me that, that made me stop, bro, because I know people might say, duh, like, oh, you should have known that, bro. You not thinking about none of that when you going to the casino, bro. You ain't thinking about none of that whole me being in the negative. You trying to win, fam. You ain't thinking about nothing. But what he broke down to me slowly is that now when you win, are you winning their money or are you just winning your own money back that you've lost before? I said, yeah, winning money that I've lost before. He said, now make sense of everything we just talked about. You're going to give them your money. He said, so it ain't no different than a pimp taking your money, fam. It's just a casino, making it look all fancy dancy and pretty, but that's what they really doing is just taking your money and everybody else's because you keep bringing it to them. And that's why I say don't hate the game. Don't hate the game. Just stop going, bro. Just stop bringing your money down there, fam. So that's what made me know, like, bro. That's why I be telling people, like, bro, a lot of stuff just ain't, and we just don't, when we doing stuff and becoming addicted, it's just a cycle, bro. Like, we don't be thinking about stopping no time soon, you know? But after I talked to him, bro, it was like, I lost the interest. Like, I never wanted to go back, bro. Let me see. Wait, you said, do you actually believe the tarot streams? What's that, bro? I ain't never seen those streams. What you mean, like streams of others or something? Let me see. You said one dude was getting hundreds of viewers with cards with a Sharpie. Damn, where was that? You said and he was divine. Damn, you know, it be like I think I don't know, have y'all ever seen the movie Casino, bro? But it's like, to me, I think if everybody, like, anytime you would get something, it, like I said, it all depends on how you look at stuff, bro. Because like I'm gonna tell you, it was fun. Now, let's just say before it broke it down to me, what I really was getting myself into. Because like the crazy thing was like what he said with the whole, if you was to win 50K right now, would you break even? Or would you come up on their money? And I said no. He said, so what make you think you gonna go in there and get all your money back just like that, hit the jackpot, right? And then it just made sense, like, you ain't never gonna get your money back, bro. So just quit. What would be the point of going if you just finna give up your money that you worked hard for? So my thing was like, oh shit, like, and he said that's the thing, they're not telling you that stuff. Nobody's talking to you afterwards or before, like, hey, don't do this, like, it ain't worth it. So you just go and you make the same mistake over and over and over and over and over. But here's the thing, you may feel bad, but you don't stop. So the behavior is the pattern. The pattern is the illusion. And the illusion is what deceives you from, oh, maybe you should stop this thing because you're not getting anything out of it. And it's making you feel like shit, because that's the stuff you don't see, is the effects of your mental, your self-esteem, you know, your just how you feel. Because, bro, I remember like one time, bro, it was when the iPhone 4s was out, bro. And man, I almost committed suicide, bro. Almost jumped off the fucking bridge, bro, because, bro, I had made a fucking bad decision, bro. I had like $1,500 that was supposed to go on a car at the time. That was a long time ago. Like I said, when the iPhone 4 was out. Next thing you know, I'm looking out at the bridge. I'm like, bro, that's gonna hurt. You jump off that shit, your ass gonna be fucked up type shit. And I'm like, bro. But what made me not jump was like, bro, it ain't even that serious, bro. Like, just stop coming to this fucking place. But I looked at my phone. I threw that. This is what I did. I was so mad and hesitating like a motherfucker that I threw the phone off the fucking bridge, the iPhone 4. I launched that motherfucker. Like, I was so mad, bro. I couldn't do nothing about it. I couldn't even fix the situation if I wanted to. And then tell me why you know how to find my iPhone, bro, because I needed my shit. After I calmed down, I'm like, okay, I need my phone. And then I ended up going on my little Mac Mini at the crib and looked up the little thing like, where's my phone? So here's the crazy thing, bro. Why did I pull up to a bar? And I went in there and I was like, yo, I said, which one of y'all got my iPhone 4? And the dude was like, yeah, I found it in such and such. I'm like, bro, because he ain't know. I ain't want to tell him I threw that shit off the bridge. So that's why I like the whole how accurate the iPhone, find my iPhone feature, because, bro, I ended up getting my shit back. So I was just like, damn, I'm surprised it didn't take a whole lot of damage though, because I had a case on it, but it was just like, I threw that off like the fucking fourth story, the fourth floor of the parking structure thing. So I'm like, damn, I'm surprised they have gotten it back. But yeah, man, that to me, I'm just like, I'm thinking like, man, that was probably the worst thing I ever experienced, bro, in my life was that. But it wasn't like stopping it was the hardest thing, but like, it's crazy how you gotta heal and change your whole perspective on it. Like, what's going on? First love, what's going on? But yeah, I feel like I ain't never had no other addictions and nothing else. That was the worst one, bro, that I've ever had, fam. Like, I when it came to other stuff, I was able to just stop right away, like cold turkey. But then when that came, that was more of a wrestling with the mind to make that decision of going and stopping. It was like back and forth. And then to me, I just hated that whole, like, I hated the energy of when you would leave, like, especially if you was with a friend and you went. I hated the whole like quiet ride home, all loud and excited on the way there, and then it's like, here we go again. We done all lost our money. And then this is when me and the Leo, one of my old homies, we not homies no more, but back in the day or whatnot, what ended up happening was, so we basically stopped being friends over some money, because we was ended up playing roulette, and he started losing real bad. And then I gave him like 200 to, help him get his money and then give me my 200 back. So when I gave him the 200 back, I told him, let's listen to the numbers I'm finna give you and just play those numbers. And he was like, bet. So I told him, I said, put $25 on this number. Tell me why he put 25 on that number. It hit. Boom. So he was already up $875 from what he lost. So I'm looking at him like, give me my money back, motherfucker. Like, shit, I gave you 200 to come back. So now, where's the money at? And I see Leos, I'm going to tell you, I've learned a lot about them, bro. Like, they'll agree to do stuff, but then they won't follow through, bro. So that's how they get caught in the whole lying, the whole lying game. It's like they don't keep their word when they tell, oh, I'm gonna do this, boop, 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 boop. And the only way you gonna get your stuff is you put your hands on them. I ain't gonna lie to you. So thing is that I'm in the casino. I gave him the 200 already. He said he was gonna pay me back. Next thing you know, now I'm younger. At this time. So next thing you know, this man come up on like 2,500. just because I helped him with the numbers and I gave him the 200, right? So he go, he all excited and ooh, I won, and yeah, you wouldn't have won without me giving you the numbers. So now I'm feeling like, okay. Then you know what this man does, bro? This man give me $75 out of the 2,000. He like, this for you, bro. Good looks, bro. $75, you just won like 2,500. So I'm boiling. I'm like, bro, 75, bro. Like, I gave you the 200. You didn't. Where's my 200? He talking about some, oh, just wait, bro. When we get to the crib, we gonna differentiate. Nah, bro. I asked him for the 200. Like, bro, just give me my 200, bro. Cause I like literally finna crash out, bro. So he get the little money and he counting it like, you know how people be showing off and, you know what I'm saying, doing all that little weird shit with the money. So I'm like, bro, if he don't give me my 200, I'm finna punch the, bro. In my mind, I'm like, bro, I'm finna knock his ass out to give me my money. So, bro, I'm like, I said, this last time I'm finna, ask for my money. So I'm like, yo, I need that 200, bro. And he tell me like, I just gave you 75, bro. He's like, I ain't got it, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Man, I choked the hell out of him, grabbed him with both of my hands, bro, and like had a tight grip on his neck, bro. Told him to give me my shit, bro. And he still wasn't trying to do it. So I grabbed his pockets where the money was at. And I was like, no, bro, I said, bro, this ain't gonna end too well. Give me my money, bro. And then he finally gave me the money because he saw I wasn't playing with him. But I ended up I had to either find my own way home because, bro, I'm like, bro, you sit up there and tried to keep my shit, bro. But I was like, bro, if you think that's finna happen, you ain't gonna have it, bro. You gonna be freaking, your eyes gonna be blackened. I'm not finna play with it. In my mind, I was so heated, bro. It was like I couldn't even like withstand just him just trying to ignore the shit, bro. Like trying to dismiss me and blow me off, like, oh, like he tried to make it seem like he won on his own. Like, no, you didn't, bro. I gave you the numbers to play, bro, but never again, bro. It's like that was kind of like when he lost, I'm like, okay, he could win it back, so that's why I gave him the 200. But then in my mind, I'm like, my mistake was I didn't tell him to pay me back. I just gave him the 200. But I'm thinking that, this is why I said you can't be thinking that folks is going to do something on their own. It's like, okay, boom. And I told him, once I gave him the 200, I said, yo, I need it back. But I ain't say it like, oh, put emphasis on it like, but you got to pay me back, though. But you got to pay me back. I was just like, yeah, when here you go. And when you get the, when you get the money, just give me 200. Like, all right. But then once he won the money, he talking about some, nah, he ain't got it. I'm like, bro. And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna end up having to take this money back, bro. Like, so when I grabbed his pockets, he like, bro, what you doing? I'm like, bro, give me my money, bro. Not playing with you, bro. Like, that wasn't for you to keep, fam. You said you was gonna give me that out of that, bro. And then mind you just gave me 75, but this ain't, hell, you owe me a whole, where the rest of it at? Like, and when he said I ain't got it, bro, then got all kind of arrogant. I ain't got it. I told you I ain't got it. And I'm like, bro, I'll end up beating your ass in this car, bro. Like, and that's how with me, it's like, I never really had the intention to be violent in a sense. It was like, bro had pushed me to that edge, bro, because I'm like, in my mind, I already knew what I was gonna do, because I knew something once he got that 2,500 in his hand, and he taking pictures and putting it on Instagram and doing all kind of weird shit. I'm like, bro, give me my money, bro. So shit, like, you showing off a little too much there, man. And that's now I see why you can get into it with people over money, like your own damn friends and shit. Cause it's like, bro, I was just like, you know, I ain't think it was gonna end like that, bro. And when it ended like that, bro, we never was cool after that, after ever again, bro. Like, it was just like, we was just like, hey, we ain't cool. That's it. Yeah. I don't like shit, you know. But to the day, I'm like, I don't even know why I gave, you know, fronted him the damn 200. It was just like, maybe because maybe because I knew he was gonna win with my numbers. See, because the numbers he was picking, he was doing his birthday, like playing what was he playing? 26. He was doing like 26 of was it July? July, yeah, he was doing 26, and then he kept doing that over and over. I'm like, bro, you gotta pick different numbers, random. It's a random game. You gotta, you know, it's a game of chance. You gotta pick a different, like a random number, bro. Favorite numbers and that shit don't always work. So the numbers that I had, you know, from the mental, I'm like, you know, just go and play these numbers. And basically I was manifesting the numbers that was coming to me. And I'm like, play this, play that, play this, play that. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm so accurate. I'm just like saying, you know, just trying to say it with my chest. So I'm like, I don't want to be like, yeah, maybe you should play this. Like, so it got to a point where I started feeling like, damn, you know, but you live and learn, bro. It's just like a whole lot of stuff that I didn't know, that I probably shouldn't have done that. But you know, I mean, I don't think nobody care about the vocabulary, bro. That ain't important, bro. This is not school, bro. I think you think this is a college, what they call it, one of them little halls or something. Like, bro, I'm not your teacher, bro. So maybe you want to go to school if you looking for somebody to talk all proper and all that shit, bro. See, the difference is nobody here is for nobody here is for that, bro. Like, if we want to go to school, we gonna go to school, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is for me tell people about Pisces. It ain't got nothing to do with vocabulary, bro. So I don't know, maybe you in the wrong spot. Say, please, you didn't have any money you spare. Nah, don't. But like I say, you know, it is what it is. But I don't know why I always had friends that was fire signs for some odd reason. I don't know. That was just weird. I ain't really have any other friends with other signs. It was always Leo or Sag. I think I had like one Pisces friend growing up. And me and him got into it because he was in the closet, bro. And back then it was like something forbidden to do. And I knew something was fishy because when I went on his Facebook, he had like that little pride thing, the little backdrop on Facebook. He had that backdrop with that rainbow all over. I'm like what? And then I'm like, we on the phone, and I'm like, yo, bro, because I had borrowed some games and shit for the little back then it was like the whole like Game Boy type shit. And I had borrowed a whole bunch of, you know, Pokemon games from him and shit. And next thing you know, he telling me like how his uncle was trying to you know, his uncle wouldn't let him stay over, you know, spend the night because I guess the son of the uncle said that he had touched him or some shit, you know, while he was asleep. And then he was like, he ain't do it and whoop-de-woo, but he was real emotional and down about it to where I started feeling like he was lying. Then next thing you know, I'm like, bro, this is what I told him. I said, bro, if you really, because his mama was, you know, his mama like women and shit. So in my mind, I'm like, I think dude just in the closet, bro, and just trying to pretend like he's straight, but he really ain't. So I had like mentioned it. I said, because everybody, when I was, we went to the same college and shit. So everybody in college that seen him, they kind of was saying like, you know, basically saying he was kind of like feminine, the way he would, his mannerisms and stuff, the way he would talk, because you know his daddy wasn't in his life, you know, whoop de woo. But what happened was, I basically was like, I said, I said, why you don't be talking to none of the girls and stuff? And he was like, what you mean? I said, you don't be showing no interest in the females at the college. And then he was just like, he was like, oh my God, start doing that. I said, what's it? Oh my God, what that supposed to mean to my man? I ain't finna talk about this shit with you, bro. I'm like, I'm just asking you don't be talking to the girls. I said, what you? I said, nah, you kind of creeping me out. I said, what, you must like dudes or something, bro. And he hung up on me, bro. And then tell me why I went on Facebook with a different account. Guess what I seen him with? He was kissing some dude on one of the pictures on the little what they call it, the feed thing. I said, I knew it, bro. I knew it, bro. And it's just that's why he hung up, because he was convicted, bro, busted. It's like in my mind, it's funny because my mom seen him, and that was the first impression she got, was like, he kind of seemed kind of like, but you know how women be kind of seemed kind of. I said, I don't know, because he never, like with me, he ain't never like come on to me or tried nothing, bro. So like that's why it was hard for me to tell until I started like just, you know how you start thinking, he be like, I ain't never seen him talk to no female though. He been in this school thing and he don't be showing no interest in the females at all. He be sitting there talking to them, but not like trying to get their numbers and shit. So I'm like, that to me, it was just like, in my mind, I had a feeling, because I knew like, bro, there ain't no way you talking like that, talking like no girl, bro. Like, he just, to me, the way he would laugh and like have his hand all, you know, his hands and stuff, the way he would stand, fam, all them little signs, I started feeling like y'all hiding something, bro. Like, and I ain't trusted, because I felt like, he told me a little story about his uncle and his son situation, that started making me think like, he talking about some, oh, this is how he explained it, yo. He said, oh, I didn't touch the boy because he was on the top bunk and I was on the lower side. So like I got up to use the bathroom, and then he said, and his son was asleep. So how did he know that somebody touched him if he was asleep? I'm like, bro, you sound guilty as a motherfucker, bro. You know too much detail to be in a dark room. You know, like, how you know he probably wasn't asleep? See, you gotta know, bro, like, if somebody makes some noise and you on the bottom bunk, and you know, if for those of you that had bunk beds growing up, it's like, you know, if somebody start moving, you gonna hear them, bro. Even if you sleep, but unless you in a deep sleep, you ain't gonna hear shit. But to me, you knew that he was asleep, or did you think he was asleep? Because if you touched him while he was asleep, that mean you assumed he was asleep, but his eyes was probably open, fam, and he knew it was just you and him in the room. See, that let me know, like, nah, nigga, you touched him, bro. Your ass trying to, he probably was feeling bad and being caught at the same time, and knowing his uncle got whiff of it. I just felt like, nah, bro, you on that timing, fam. Then he was like, oh, he ain't finna even go over there no more. I said, bro, that's guilt, bro. You don't want to go over there no more because you know you did that shit. So, like, if you ain't got shit to lie about, you would have just be like, well, uncle, I know whatever your son told you, that shit did not happen, bro. Like, you ain't gonna be like, oh, I ain't going over there no more. Like, nah, bro. You trying to erase that shit. That's why you trying to get out of it, bro. It's just like Sydney Starr with that. They denied her the bond and get out and shit. Sydney Starr is an Aquarius, bro. And dude, he was a transgender, and he started messing with a 13-year-old boy, bro. To me, I'm like, bro, that wasn't his first time, bro. He had probably been doing that shit and then just got caught. That to me is crazy. It's like, ain't nobody gonna be that damn, how can I say, anything nasty like that, forbidden. You ain't finna be even like, it's like if it put it to you like this, like a pedophile or predator fam is like, they only gonna keep doing what they've been doing, bro. Like, they done it so many times that they done got comfortable. That's why it was like, he ain't really probably wasn't showing no type of, guilt until he got behind them damn bars, because they probably in there slapping him up, doing all kind of stuff to him because what he what he put in there for. But I feel like he had done that already, and I felt like he just, this time he was just super sloppy about it, because this fool said it was consent, bro. Consensual. Now you can't tell what a like, come on, bro. You can't tell what a 13-year-old from a, whoop-de-woo. To me, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just sad, bro. But then people will say, well, where was the supervision? His parents letting him roam around like that. That don't really matter, because kids do that shit all the time when they be running around lobbies and, out talking, or just looking around and shit. You can see that happening often anyway, like far as just, kids hanging out in lobbies of the hotels and shit. But like Sydney Starr, what I believe he did was he had been watching dude. See, he had been lurking. Then when he saw the opportunity, because no parent was around, nobody to stop the intervene, so he looking at it like, I believe he lured him into his room, because ain't no way, fam. Like, how could you even get that that boy in your room unless you was bribing him and trying to be manipulative? Oh, I'll give you some candy and I'll buy you, give you $20, whatever it was, to get him in the room, because ain't no way. But that's what I'm saying. But here's the thing. That little boy didn't know he had that little, he didn't know he had that what's the name on him. So by the time he realized it wasn't a real woman, that's when he probably regretted it, once he got himself, once he got deceived. He's already in the frying pan at that point. And, then ran out because shit got real, But I think that boy knew I feel like he knew. I think he knew once he was in that room. What? Come on, man. Now, saying something like that, bro, that's just ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. You're saying something crazy like that. Let me see. But yeah, back to Pisces, y'all, because the reason I brought that up was because, like, Aquarius, they be lying, they be liars too, bro, and they be sneaky as fuck, bro. Just like he set Chingy up and shit by lying, and then being told the truth later, like, oh, I was just trolling and it wasn't true. Like, come on, bro. after the damage was done, she basically well she you know, destroyed Chingy's career, bro. Chingy is a Pisces, so to me it just kind of seemed like all he did was take a picture with her or with him or whatever, and dude ended up flipping that around, making it seem like they were dating and shit, bro. So that's why I be saying you gotta be mindful of stuff. What you talking about, that lunar eclipse? Yeah, I feel like that lunar eclipse thing, it ain't no joke, bro, because you know, it's like you gotta be careful how you move when that whole lunar eclipse happens. Now, it's like what y'all think about that lunar eclipse? Cause you said it, but yeah, like I'll tell y'all my theory. Okay, so you said your energy finally released. Like, in what ways that it released? Cause I feel like, bro, my situation was more like, bro, I need to take a break, fam. But I didn't want to take no break, no off day. And I ain't gonna lie, most everything that I kept getting myself into tonight, it kept on going back to take a damn off day. Like, damn, you take an off day, then tomorrow you can get up early and then just do all the work, you know, go to work, whoop de whoop. But I was feeling like drained today. You said you feel energized but chaotic energy building before the eclipse. That's what I'm saying. I felt like, see, when them type of days where I feel like you and stuff, like if I feel like I need to, you know, stay put, work on something else, otherwise I feel like it's going to uh you know, build, like you said, build up. It's like I could just feel that chaos because I had a lot of canceled orders today, just because I had already said maybe I should take today off because I was tired. I was just exhausted. You said also solar flares intensified. Damn. Yeah, see, this is the thing though that I get, because the whole thing that I get out of this lunar eclipse situation is that don't let it control you. See, because you know, most people, that's what they do. They let the whole idea, or they mention the eclipse, but they don't even really know. They don't really know that that's just there to control you. Like, so a lot of people feel like they just gotta do what it tells them to do, you know? Because you really want to go against the grain with this one. You don't want to go about it in such a way where you start thinking that it's of the light, because it could be of the dark. Now, the thing about it, when you gotta release your energy, what do you release? What kind of energy are you releasing? More than likely, pure, clean energy. See, but you don't know what you're making room for because of the whole eclipse controlling you. See, so that's why with me, I didn't, even though I was feeling like, oh, taking a day off, I ain't listen to that. I still like, nope, I'm going. Even if I'm tired, I'm still working. And I just had felt all the little, you know, bombardedness of cancel orders and shit, but that still, I ain't quit. I ain't like say nope. I ain't let that phase me, in other words. Now, I will say, I believe that the eclipse is dangerous for Pisces. Because you gotta know, like, why would it be one special day for something to occur that would just be like, oh, have all the answers, and you never met it before? It's not like you've known this situation for so long where you've been joined to it. So you see what I'm saying? So that's how it's like, to me, this would be something that's more of a influence. Oh, okay. You said you're a Virgo and this is your cups. Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's why I was saying it's different, because with the whole how does this affect Pisces, it's completely different. It's not like, it sounds like a thing, a familiar thing, something to not be taken into, to that account. It's like, yo, you got, heavenly grounded, yes, because this is a moment where you have to set boundaries, bro. Like, you got to have boundaries on all ends, and people got to be able to clearly see them, bro, for you not to be affected, because control is what goes around all those boundaries. If you don't have them, then it goes directly to you, see? So that's why I said it could be dangerous to Pisces. Now, the reason why is, like I say, the shadow of the moon, and the whole thing is sometimes you got to watch how it moves you, because a lot of people were saying, oh, I got to get ready for the eclipse. I got to get ready for the eclipse, y'all. And it's like, wait, why you got to get ready for what? As if what? You're saying you're not ready. Because you can't say, if I got to get ready, you're never ready, bro. That's just the whole reality of that. Now, another thing is that you might start looking at the predictions of the eclipse. That's what you got to watch out for, because that is there to control you. You got to think, because something that would just come out of nowhere, and it'd be that one day, and it's like, boom, all of a sudden, it's trying to make predictions, tell you stuff. Like, you can't trust that, bro. Only thing that why a person would is because they will look at it as being, good energy. In other words, being deceived by it. Because that's all people been talking about. That's all people been talking about. Eclipse this, eclipse that, right? So what is it predicting? That your energy is going to shift. Something bad might happen. See how it's screaming all these different things, but that might not be true. See, unless you believe it. See, that's why I said being prepared for what? You know how many times people say stuff like, oh, something about to happen, and it don't happen? And then the thing is, it could hit Pisces different, bro. So it's like, you might be in a situation where it could feel like this thing is like a how can I say it? Like a deity, in other words. Like somebody come on the scene and everybody's just supposed to bow down and listen to it. See? Because everybody looking at it much bigger than what it actually is. You said get crystal to charge, no prediction. Yeah, I feel like it shouldn't be no prediction, but that's the way it's coming off. So that's why I said you can't let that fear control you because something happening in the sky. You gotta understand, that's the whole thing. Like, when you focus on something too much, you put a lot of energy, it starts making you worry about it. See, as if, oh, it's going to be too strong for me to say no to it or not to go along with it. So you just thinking that you're stuck. See, so that's why I said activates your shadow side. Now here, another thing, you might feel stuck to attach everything to the eclipse or what's happening in the sky. See, just because, oh, you might be experiencing, one or two things, and you think, oh, ultimately it's connected to that. See, so here you got to watch out for it. Now, the whole thing is to protect your peace, because you don't need to be scared of no goddamn moon, bro. It is what it is. I feel like it's there to scare people, because think about it, fear happens first, then the person gets controlled by their fears. See, because what people don't really put up a fight when they're afraid of something. They just freeze up. You know, they're like, yo, just take me. Just whatever you about to do, just do it. You know, they don't put up no fight. So what I think is actually happening is when the sun, the earth, the moon, they line up, that whole earth shadow ends up falling across the moon. So that's why part of the moon becomes dark and can take on that reddish appearance that we be seeing. So it's like, that's how I think it looks. Now, the whole misconception is that I feel is deception is because nothing physically is attacking you. See how you just, a person just looking up thinking, oh, the fear kicks in, oh, I think something coming, but that don't mean it's coming, bro. See, because everything that, think about it. If somebody say, oh, this about to happen, it ain't happened yet. So you can't even say it's gonna be true. You can't just believe it just because, oh, somebody said. So that's the type of vibe and type of energy that's coming off. So that's why nobody should even be giving this eclipse situation no energy. See, that's what I'm saying. The only way to not giving energy is not to focus on it. So hard and tough where you just worried about what's gonna happen, right? Now, another thing is that a lot of people don't know that you can actually look at the eclipse with your naked eyes. So that lets you know right there, if it was such a big deal, you wouldn't be able to see it. Because that's more scarier. If you can't see it and it's there, that would be a lot more something to be like, okay, we need to really watch it. We don't know where this thing is. But when you can see it with your naked eye, it ain't got the type of power that is coming off just because you don't know much about it. That doesn't mean you should be scared of it. See, so that's why I'm saying, like, this is all about decisions that we make because of what we believe the eclipse to mean. So I wouldn't be going out on this day making no decisions and big decisions whatsoever. Because of the mirror effect. That what you see is a reflection, bro. It's a reflection. So how you see that, and you start making decisions because you think, oh, something getting ready to happen. What if the very thing that you're trying to decide, it won't happen, or it's not going to? So you just end up messing up your whole, whatever you currently got going on. So it's like you making the whole change that's supposed to happen more important than your current, what's happening currently. Now, sometimes the biggest danger isn't what's happening above you, bro. It's what's happening in front of you right now. That's why I be telling people, like, reflecting is everything, bro. Fear not, only fear God, and that's it, bro. Because that's the only one that can really, put you in places, take you from one realm to the next. But as far as just you being able to see the eclipse, no. Like, for instance, sometimes we might, as Pisces, we oftentimes see things as a sign, bro. That's how we get caught up in this, because that's why we're not supposed to be making no big decisions when this is happening, because when we see things, we always see things belonging to a sign. Like, oh, this is a sign this gonna happen, or this is a sign that's gonna happen, or this is what, and we start trying to understand it that way, but all that does is cause stress. See, because look, if you hear what you're actually thinking, then you will notice, like, oh, this is making me worry about whoop-de-woo. See, so that's why I said what the eclipse is really doing is bringing something to the surface. That's all it's doing, is bringing something to the surface. So let's say when it brings things to the surface, that's why you start to think that, oh, everything feels connected. See, so let's say like you get into an argument, next thing you know, you think it's the eclipse. See what I'm saying? Because now you thinking everything, you're looking at everything as a sign to something. So that's why I tell people, like, you can't, make this into some sort of weird dream, in other words. But it's not like, oh, the universe trying to tell you something. So that's the thing, where people could put everything on the whole eclipse itself. Appreciate that, King G, buddy. Appreciate that, Renee, Karen, and Kay. What's her name? Kay Lira. 33 Mastery. Yes. And that's the thing. Like, with, I ain't gonna lie. See, that's the same thing. Like with the whole, like 33 is like, cause I used to always associate, which I, at the beginning of the live, I, call out, shout out to, 333s and 222s. And like I say, it's because a lot of the moments or trying times are just lessons that I had to learn. I always saw those numbers. Like one time I had experienced something and knew I wasn't gonna be there long, and I was seeing 33 like on like the little, where the whole the trucks would come in. It was like number random 33 just right there on the wall type thing. So it's like, look, if you pay attention to the time when things happen, to me that means something. Like a lot of times I would see it be like around like it'd be like 3:54 on the time. And then I end up getting into an argument with somebody, or some end up jumping off. And I identified that number to enemy lines, that, okay, usually if something happened around that time, it's an enemy, like an enemy situation. But I try to keep it into a non-serious situation, if that makes sense. Like, I try not to say, oh, it's exactly that, but it's just something to keep a mind over. Like, well, damn, because this has happened more than once. See? So if it happened more than once, it's considered a pattern. So, the only way we see things to be true is through consistency. It keeps happening. See? So you start to align that with that, because, oh, every time I see 54, I've always gotten to it, me arguing with somebody. So that's why I attach that to an enemy number. See? There's like certain things like a roll call. Hell, we know this to be true, because in a different scenario, if you look at the jails, they don't call these cellmates by their names. They got a number. So if you getting into it with something, you number 48 getting into it with somebody, cellmate 54, it can happen. Though, it's this little stuff that you really can't say, oh, that's not true, or no, that's not, it's like, bro, then why do we have numbers? Why do we got roll call? I knew plenty of teachers that took attendance by using numbers than using names. So, to me, it was just like, oh, 1, okay, he's not here. 2, oh, 3, it's like, oh, okay, just doing it different. It mean the same thing. If you got a number on your, if you got a number on your name, some people might say, oh, well, that could be your social. It's still you. To me, it's like numbers were made to identify folks. Now, the reason I said be careful with this, what's dangerous about this lunar eclipse, is because don't start to like destroy a relationship just because of it. Don't quit your job. Don't, send angry messages to someone. Don't call your ex at 2 a.m. because of it. Because remember I said it can influence you to do those things. I believe it is there to unleash your shadow side. See, to the point where that's why we're supposed to be living outside, out of sight, out of mind with certain things. So that's my, my look on that. Now, anytime you hear warning this, warning that, warning this, warning that, just know that's everything with the word warning is fear based. So, yeah, like I say, I'll just look at things in a different way. Like, you can't always believe what's in front of you. Sometimes you have to question it. You gotta question everything. Because some things will only show you what it wants you to see than what it wants you to know. You gotta find out what it is. They're not gonna tell you. So it's like I tend to approach life in that type of with that type of lens. Now, what is something else I was gonna talk about? Okay, so all right. Now I was talking about Pisces, the access situation of okay. So Pisces, I can say it depends on how much access that you give to, that you're giving people to you. So it's like sometimes you ignore the warning signs and then, something keeps happening over and over and over. Then obviously that person is draining you. So here this is the thing. Most people will say you're being too nice at this point. But that I'm gonna tell you how to not don't approach this in a violent way. But what you want to do is you gotta simply decode it. You see what I'm saying? Decode what's happening, knowing that what people are thinking. Cause I know I hear the whole situation like, oh, don't care about whether people think. That's true sometimes, but now you have to look at this situation by seeing the other person's perspective in regards to using you versus, oh, you having a good heart. See, because what you having a good heart, you got to have the boundary with that. See, so it's like, yeah, I got a good heart, but I'm not gonna just let anybody do such and such, if that makes sense. See, unless me and you ace boon coons, or I, know a little bit more about you, I'm just not gonna let somebody just have me like that, right? So that's why I say you gotta decode it. Now, you can fall for this because you feel responsible for somebody else. And that's usually one of the biggest mistakes of Pisces, because you start to feel something that the other person isn't feeling. See? So once you do this, it's like you help them at this point. Because yeah, you might say to yourself, I just like to help people, but everybody don't need help. See? Because of the use, if they can also use you, you guys ask yourself that. If you're willing to help, you really want to help somebody and you feel like you have to, then why would that person have options related to that same thing? They're not saying, oh, I would love to receive help. See, they'd probably be thinking as well, oh, I also could just take advantage of this person. See? And that's what I'm saying. That goes back to earlier. Somebody come with an offer, you spend time with me and I'm gonna pay you. It's in the same, just that same example. Now, but most people ain't gonna turn the money down, see? So because they will, use the situation. If it's benefiting them, they're gonna just keep on doing it until they decide not to. So that's why I said the person can get drained on the other end. But the whole thing, Pisces, why I'm saying this is that you gotta set boundaries, because you could be excuse me. All right, man, hold on a second, y'all. Give me a second. Man, it's like super dry in this car, bro. So I was saying that to say, like, a lot of times, let's say when you, like, you're trying to do much more than the person is actually, you know, willing to do for you. It was something else I was gonna tell y'all. Oh, you can help somebody, but that don't mean you become responsible for their life too, if that makes sense. So it's like a person can, let me see. Before you ever jump into helping somebody or saving them from something, or just simply saving them, you gotta ask yourself this one question. Say, before before jumping in to save someone, look at this as someone drowning, you know, struggling, being in a pool, and then all of a sudden it's like, did this person ask me to listen? Did this person ask me to help? See, in that sense. Because here's the thing, if they didn't ask you, why are you trying to save them? Because this is how you know somebody's using you. Is the whole fact is they want to pivot and be able to use that as an excuse as to why they're using you without telling you that they're using you. It's simply by them, simply by them basically saying, oh, well, you offered. See, it's like, oh, but I didn't ask you to do that. I know y'all heard that one before. Well, I didn't ask you to take me. I didn't ask you for a ride. I didn't ask you for no money. I didn't ask you for any food. You said that, hey, do I want something from McDonald's or whatever it was? So you gotta be careful, because if that person doesn't ask you, Pisces, don't offer, bro. Don't offer, because they will use that against you. Now, another thing is sometimes instead of trying to help somebody by telling them something, hey, look at it like this. Did that person ask you to listen? See? Because here's the thing. Sometimes you just need to listen. You don't even have to tell the person anything. And then once you listen, you leave the problem where it's at. Leave the problem where it's at. Don't even try to find out for them all the time, because it's like you're going to end up getting drained doing that. Now, even if you understand what somebody going through, but to decide, you know what I'm saying, they're going to have to decide for themselves because you got to set that boundary, bro. It has to be set, bro. Because that's the only thing. It's like this. It's like a game. If you give too much, then folks is not going to they're going to always expect that. It's like, so that's why it keeps happening with the same people. It's a pattern, because they keep expecting you to do things for them. See how it shifts, the energy shift? Before it was, oh, can you help me with this? Now they ain't even asking that no more. See, because they're expecting your help. And that's why you just offer, and they don't feel like, oh, they won't, like I say, majority of the time they won't even say thank you, because, oh, they were expecting that, see, from you. So you can, what you have to realize too, is that is a huge boundary, is being able to say yes when you mean yes, and when you really want to say no, you say no. It ain't nothing around that. That's exactly what you got to do, because let's say no matter how many times you've done something, you've also regretted it. See, and it's like that could be something that happened immediately. You start feeling like, damn, a person asks you for a ride home from work, and you like, yo, I've done this several times for you, but now today I don't want to do it. See? So it's like, once you feel like saying no, what tends to happen is you regret it. See, because you did it the 10 times before. And that's why you have to tell people no. Like, you can't always say yes. You got to say no sometime too, to show them that, hey, there is no cycle here. There's no pattern. You don't have 10 times out of, the situation, just to show them they're not controlling you. See, because sometimes if you say yes, I'll give you a ride home, and then they come back Tuesday with the same request, by the third time, they're not even going to ask you. They're going to just be standing at your car when work ends. Like, oh, they got an automatic ride home because, oh, you done it. You done created a pattern. See, you done it the other 2 times. So I don't even got to ask you no more. I'm just expecting you to just take me home. And see, you might be like, oh, what the hell? Why the hell they waiting in my car? I never said I was taking them tonight. Because, bro, you got to tell their ass no. You got to tell them, oh, this ain't no everyday thing. When you do it that first time, you got to establish the boundary. Hey, man, I'm doing it today because I don't mind, but this ain't no everyday thing. So don't even get your hopes up thinking I'm your ride home. You got to talk to them like that. Because I'm telling you, if you don't, they're going to expect it if it happens more than once. It's cold-blooded. I done seen this shit happen to me, and I was always trying to figure it out. Like, why does this keep happening to me? Like, and then I I asked myself, man, where are your boundaries? What's that? What is a boundary? Is that something you put in front of the wall to lock the door on your way out? No. It's like, where's the tall fence to keep everybody out? You gotta look at a boundary is like protection. See, it's self-respect for yourself, and you protect yourself from other people taking advantage of you, bro. It's like they gotta see them boundaries to be like, to know who they can and cannot play with, bro. Because they'll look at one person that has boundaries, and they'll say, oh, not to ask that dude, yeah, he ain't finna do it. Yeah, he'll tell you straight up, nope. And then, oh, let's look at this person. We could probably get this person because they done took, us home before. Whoop-de-whoop. See? So people know who they know who they can play them games with and who they can't. So that's only by, establishing boundaries. Now, let's say somebody asks you like, yo, can you do this for me? And in your mind, you basically are screaming no. See? Next thing you know, your mouth does otherwise. Your mouth end up saying, yeah, I got you. See? So now you irritated because you didn't want to do it, bro. That came to your mind first. And that's what you gotta listen to. That's what's connected to the intuition, is the first thought, bro. So it's like your first thought would never let you down, bro. See? Because once your mind catches it, that's subconscious, bro. So it's like, soon as somebody brings something to you, your subconscious activate, and it tell you, nah. And you might feel like an asshole. You might feel like, oh, I'm selfish. Oh, I shouldn't, I could have. No, bro, because that second guessing, guess what that come from? A lack of. Because you would just keep a firm, yes, if you're going to do it, or no, you're not doing it. But all that confusion it shows weak boundaries. Because that's what a person will use. If you don't give someone a solid no, and you start going off into I'm tired and everything but no, now a person knows they can push your boundaries, and now they know that, hey, I could convince you, I can influence you, I can manipulate you because you're not giving me a solid no. They'll just dance around it. See, they'll go around it where, oh, you tell them something that feels like no, that's not going to work, bro. It ain't people, because when people do that, they will convince you to, can you just take me down the street? You don't have to take me all the way home. You can just take me like, a mile out so I can get closer to the bus. And then that ended up turning into you feeling bad for them. And you ended up just caving in and taking them all the way home. Like, but the first thought was no. See, that's why I tell people, like, and people be knowing they be knowing your kindness and knowing that, oh, Brenda's not going to leave me. She's not going to just take me a mile out. She's going to feel bad and take me home. See, it's like people know how to get you to do stuff. That's the subtle control. It happens through them noticing that you have no backbone. See, the backbone is you need the backbone in order to say no and it be a firm no. See, because you're not afraid of losing a friend because you established a boundary. And guess what? The boundary protect you from the fake friend, bro. Because if a person cannot accept and respect no, you shouldn't be around them. That's just the truth. Because they only around you when you say yes? Oh, because they're using you. Oh, but the minute you say, no, I can't do it. Not today, bro. They mad at you now. Now, they setting guilt trips. And because the guilt trip is the pivot. See, the guilt trip is done because the person is upset that, you ain't giving them, their way. So now they ain't talking to you. Now they avoiding your phone calls. But you supposed to be saying good and clapping about it. But when you start, caring about it, you feed right into the manipulation that they wanted the whole time, was to get you to start, doing what they say. See, you got to know how this stuff works, bro. Because if not, you can't let your feelings get involved with making a decision in regards to feelings. Put it like this: feelings cannot make boundaries. That's the simplest way to put it. Feelings do not amount to boundaries, because feelings keep you. The feelings are considered weak in a decision where you cannot make a sound decision. So it's like, yeah, you feel like doing something that you don't want to do. See, it caused you to make a weak decision. It caused you to make yourself irritated on purpose. When it keep you from just being firm. Now, another thing is every unnecessary yes you give somebody else can become a no to yourself. That's why I'm telling you, like, you can't, this is something you cannot play with, bro. I know plenty of people that are like, they're like, some people think they're weak-willed. Like, you just don't want to say no because you're so afraid to hurt somebody's feelings. And that don't even make sense. So the thing is that you got people that love because they're used to it. They get immune to it. It used to piss them off. Now they want to be controlled. See, it's like, because look, I've known people that does this, and guess what? That makes you look fake. Just because you can't keep it real. Now the fake person has agreed to take you home and they didn't like you. They didn't want to. Those are all the first impression, and like the intuition. So your first thought was to say no, and then you didn't. The first thought was like, yo, we ain't even cool like that, and you didn't. See, you ain't even stand on that. You just, I feel bad. You lowered the bar. So once you feel bad, now the person knows you don't want to do it is the craziest thing. That's why I said, if they're expecting it, that lets you know right there that they just gonna take advantage. That means they're using you. It's an automatic. It ain't like I think. No, automatically shows they're using you. And they know exactly how to pivot and play it oh, like, or you offered. You could have told me no. So they gonna revert back to the boundary like, oh, I can't make you set the boundary. You gotta set it first. And they not gonna feel bad for you doing it anyway. And that's why you don't get the thank you. See, the thank you comes from you being firm. See, it's through the respect that you get the thank you because, oh, this person already told me it's a one-time deal. And I'm just grateful to get home. You know, didn't have money for the bus or whatever the case was, right? But when you let somebody take advantage, you don't get no thank you. Because it's like that person is like you let them walk all over you. People do not respect. That's the thing. People don't respect like weak situations or anybody considered vulnerable, weak to the point where you can't say no. You don't get respect. That like the craziest thing. This ain't me. I've just seen it in so many cases and scenarios. A person keep on bringing Dunkin' Donuts for the staff members, and it's like, whoa, well, Tony must really love his job. He brought donuts this morning for everyone, but see, Tony hasn't factored in the boundary that what did he get out of anything of doing so? Not saying you only do stuff when you get stuff back. It's to show that why did you buy donuts for everybody, Tony? Oh, well, because I want everybody to, to like me, and I'm not really trying to be that oddball guy or just being in. That's not gonna work, Tony, bro. You doing it. You do, if anything, you're doing exactly what you're worried about. Because people know you don't think, see, you gotta, this is why I tell people, never think that you're smarter than everybody in the room, bro. Because when you do that type of stuff, you stand out like a sore thumb, and people know what caused this. That's why they make the sarcastic snide comments like, oh, well, Tony must really love his job because what are you bringing the donuts for? Like, and guess what? The people you bought donuts for don't even like you. And here you are buying them because you want everybody to like you. See? And that's why I'm trying to tell you, like, none of this stuff no decision that you make out of your feelings will work, bro. You have to set the boundary, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I know it sucks. I know it hurts. It makes you feel like bad, or it makes you feel selfish, or it makes you feel some type of way, but you have to be like that, bro. Because you're not going to have peace, bro. You're going to always feel guilty for something if you don't set the boundary. Yeah, facts. Welcome everyone just came in. Double tap for me, y'all. I would appreciate it. Let me see. We have a guy on our line. He didn't even work there 1 year. Started buying donuts for the entire line. 30 people. That's not a bad thing. Some people never had a community respect. It's simple. Facts, but I ain't gonna lie. Like you said, I'd rather have respect than feeling like I got to bring donuts to satisfy, to please people, bro. Because I feel like that's like a huge. It's different if you friends with staff. That's different. If you know these people and you cool, y'all cool, by all means, bring a pizza, whoop-de-woo. But if you, I wouldn't do this to try to establish a connection or trying to make folks like you and like for different reasons, in other words. Because people can see what you're trying to do. Like, it's not like, oh, they just gonna think like, oh, cool guy, you might think you're getting kudos, but now people are looking at you for other things they want. See, because you become a target. Oh, Karen brought in donuts for everyone. Whoa, okay, well, wow, Karen she's so nice. Oh yeah, And now everybody they see that one little thing and they say, oh, she must really like us. See, because they know Karen felt something to even buy those donuts and bring them to work. So when you're making decisions out of your feelings, it backfires all the time, bro. Because you got to have a decisive decision of as to why are you buying the donuts. It cannot come from how you feel unless there's a connection, a real connection. Like if you was dating somebody and you felt like, buying them a thoughtful gift, that's because y'all got a connection. But if there isn't one, why are you buying the donuts? And I'm gonna tell you, because I just want to be nice. Be nice for what? So I want everyone to be to like me. See? And now folks see that as being what? Manipulative. Because, you trying to make us like you. Not even give us the chance to like you or us to get to know you. You're trying to come in the door with donuts and all kinds of charm and whatnot to win us over with the food. But that when people see that, they'd be like, nah, we can't trust this person. And that'd be the very thing you trying to run from. Is that, you done bought us some things. So now it shows you're trying to subtly control the staff. I'm telling you, every time it backfires because it's like, well, why did she do that? Well, she must really like her job. Ain't falling for that, bro. Nah, she just started a month ago. She's trying to win over folks because it goes both ways. She's trying to find the weakest link. Who will fall for this? Maybe she wants to move up in the company but doesn't want to work for it. See? Because I'm going to tell you, people will be nice until they become superior, and then all hell breaks loose because they were never nice. They were just using that nice shit, that charm to get to the top. I seen that happen so many times. Managers, someone get promoted, but they start off being nice, bringing the donuts and taking people home and doing all the little things. As soon as they became, Captain America shit, they didn't kicked everybody. Now they showing their true colors, being mean, bitchy, all kind of stuff. It's just little stuff that you just gotta watch, folks, bro, and set boundaries. Because if you buy them cookies, it's gonna be somebody that's gonna try to attach themselves to you. See, they're gonna try to attach themselves to you because, since you're giving out blood, I might as well be a bloodsucker then. Since you're giving away free aid, you notice all the mosquitoes start coming after you and shit because, you giving away free blood. Shit. Let me come and get 1 cup. Let me get an ounce or 2. Let me get hey, I will drop this off to the babies. I'm going to come right back. It's like they said they're running it back on you because, they say, you giving shit out. So you got, and the thing is, you got one type of, how can I say this? There will be a few people that think like that, in other words. And then there'll be people that say, she's really, they like that you doing that, but then they want you to work all these extra shifts because now they see you're trying to start this thing off by trying to be nice, see? And then they use you for, who wants this shift? And, we got an extra shift there. Would you be interested in staying over? And they only doing that to you because you bring in the cookies and the damn donuts. They see that as no boundaries. Because no one's going to be nice for just being the simple fact of being nice. Unless they want something. Unless they want something. It's like, there's a very small percentage of people that are just kind-hearted to that extent that they would just do stuff like that. And it's, it always been them. See? But not everybody they feeding is on their side is all I'm trying to say, is that everybody that they keep doing, catering to, that doesn't seal the deal or make things final as to, somebody liking me or not. See? Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not over. Like I said, I don't overthink it. It's just like I feel like everything you got to look at in a different light, bro. Nothing just happens because oh, it just happened, bro. It's all about behavior, bro. It's like you have to do stuff. Anybody that doesn't have boundaries gets taken advantage of. It's just like if a monkey had no boundaries and he went out there, started trying to hang out with the lions and bringing bananas and bringing shit that he feels is let me go look out for the lions, but they didn't ask you to. You take it upon yourself to go feed the lions, but you forgot that you are a monkey. So as soon as you come bringing the bananas and shit, they tear your ass off and destroy you. And it's like, oh shit, I was just doing something for them before a change. But you can't because you had no boundaries. If you had a boundary set, you would have knew the difference between you and them. And you would have knew that if I'm gonna go get bananas and shit, I would have to do it to another monkey or something that's smaller than me that can't destroy me. But you ain't think about the fact that you trying to go feed some lions, fam. See, it's like the very thing you running from, you running right to it, bro. That's why I be telling people like, nah, bro, just have boundaries, bro. Don't just be a sucker for love, bro. People that be trying to be accepted and trying to fit in and shit, that shit don't work, bro. It just makes it worse. Let me see. Let me see. Walter said, "How about multimillionaires? How about 8-inch?" And they say, "How about talented? How about?" I mean, and the thing with respect ain't free, bro. It's not free. You only get respect by having self-respect. It's like if you have boundaries, you're gonna see a lot more respect than you ever did, bro. Telling you. Because it's like once people see, man, let me see if they got this damn thing, bro. Because if it's gone, if this thing is not there, bro, I'm gonna snap, bro. Telling you, bro, because they paying too much money to be sitting here like. Just give me a second, y'all. I had to charge my phone anyway, but they paying too much money for this order. And if I go there and they tell me that shit ain't there, bro, I'm a snap, bro. This would be number. This would be number. If it's not there, bro, then I'm done for the night, bro. As far as like doing orders and not rides, but I'm done doing deliveries for the night. If I get there and they tell me, oh, that was already given out. Oh, it's not here. Oh, we don't have that. Oh, we closed early. Oh, we don't have a cook for tonight. Because, bro, they've been really sending me off today, bro. I ain't made no money. I didn't make no money yet tonight, bro. Because I've been going to making blank missions, bro. So that's why I'm like, okay, if this one goes through, then great. If this one goes bad, then I'm done for the night. This will be my third sign that 3 strikes, you're out. I don't really like to, break up my lives like this, but it's like, I be trying to do this like around me working because at this hour is 1:34 in the morning. It's like, I feel like this is when the orders pay more because it's like a third shift type of thing or experience like that. But yeah, I feel like if you want respect, you gotta set the boundaries, y'all. And to me, I ain't gonna lie, it's something that you gotta really put it in somebody's head type of deal because people don't show where their boundaries are. And people, I've seen people in vulnerable situations where people just mess with them all the time, no matter if they know them or not. And you be wondering, like, damn, why does this person always getting, they always getting tried, they always getting into it with people. And it's because of the boundaries, bro. It's like that simple. Like, people see you, like, I'm gonna say this, if people see that you got boundaries, they gonna come in the most respectful form, and it's gonna stay like that, bro. Because it's like, people know they can't try you at that point. And I ain't gonna lie, I noticed the best way to know how a person is thinking about the situation, or to see how they feel about you, is to simply communicate, bro. That's why if you go inside of someone else's yard and you see a dog, you know it's not your dog. And why do people, when people see that it's not theirs, what they do? Run. They get scared. Oh, because they think they're finna get bit, bro. Because the dog start barking. You gotta start barking. Not like a dog, but you gotta say something, bro. You can't just let folks just do whatever they want to you. I'll be right back, y'all. Give me like 1 second. I gotta grab this order if it's here. Say, they done made my day today, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, fuck. Because this is why I be saying, bro, like, they had the order, but this is like every time I was just talking about this, bro, with y'all. And now, everybody in this McDonald's, bro, they like snapping off at me and shit. I just got here. I can't believe that shit. They talking about this poor service here, and I'm like, bro, I just got here, bro. Shit, I don't know what's going on. They like, how you get food and I can't even get my order taken. Like, bro, I don't work here, Brody. But you see how everybody be wanting to vent, bro. To when you a Pisces, bro, that even make it worse, bro. People be everybody want to talk to you, hold you. They're like, you can't do nothing, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what's going on. Something definitely going on, because people will be friendly to me until I get to know them, and then people be friendly to me until I get to know them, and then they end up turning on me. The devil end up showing in them, bro. I be like, damn. But I do be asking inappropriate stuff, though, y'all. But it be a test, though. So let me see who this is, though. It's the same dude that ordered this McDonald's yesterday, bro. But the only reason that I took this order was because, bro, they paying like $30 a pop for these orders, and they not even far distance. And it's only my first order for the whole fucking night, bro. So I've been out here for like since 6, bro, and this is the first fucking like order that I've gotten. It's crazy. But like, I should say this is the first order that I've taken, because they had plenty of other offers. I didn't accept it because they were too low of the offers, and I'm only been cherry picking for the ones that pay the most. So if I can get, God willing, I can get 3 of these, I'll be done for the night. Because that'll be like, at least for right now, it'll be like 90. 90 bucks just for three $30 orders. I'm just doing Uber Eats right now. Shit, I'm finna drop this shit. I know who this is. That's why I'm like, bet. But I don't think the order started off being this high. I think nobody been picking it up. Nobody wants to do this type of work no more, bro. It's like, that's what I started seeing with other people, is like, nobody wants to do like their jobs, bro. They in there, they not even taking orders. They just like in there, one dude up in there making the food, one guy, and then like everybody, I don't know if the cook's probably in the back, but I did see a situation. It was a girl in the bathroom, and then she walked out first, and then it would tell me why a guy came out that same bathroom like 2 minutes after she left, which made me feel like they was in there doing the wild thing, bro. He was in there, was getting some dome, because damn, y'all thought y'all had separate bathrooms, which they do. My thing was like, why y'all both was sitting in the same damn bathroom? That's not even sanitary. That ain't even like sanitary. However you say this, it's not sanitary for a woman to be in the same bathroom, the men's bathroom, and she was in there with a dude, and they both worked there. I feel like they was in there getting it on, fam. What y'all think? Cause it's, to me, that's why they gotta have gloves on, all kind of stuff. Cause if they was in there doing something, not when you work around food, bro. Shit, I could say if you was like in a Foot Locker or like a shoe store, a mall or something with, but if you in a restaurant and y'all in there doing the do and then coming back to cook some food, bro, don't make my fries at all. And this ain't the hour in my city. This is not the hour to be doing like getting food this late, fam. Only thing I get, which I already ate already, but when I get stuff, I just go to Speedway. I don't know if y'all got a Speedway in y'all city, but like, I just go to Speedway and get my like a one of them Slurpees or whatever. I get the Slurpee, and they got like the Mountain Dew and the different flavors and shit. I mix them all and then that's it. But that's usually just for me to like stay awake. I drink that. I can't eat late at night like that no more, like I used to, unless it's like some fruit or something. I can't even eat it. But yeah, I'm almost here. I'm finna grab this. I think I gotta get something to drink, bro. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I got some water or something. But yeah, I wanted to know if y'all should add me on Kick, bro. So we could do the call-ins, bro. It's the Pisces code on Kick, bro. And what else I got going? I gotta make this group thing going too. Anybody use WhatsApp?
Turn right on North 64th Court.
Oh shit. Let me see. I got a headache. Like, I gotta get something to drink, bro. I got a freaking huge migraine, bro. Hold on a second. Ugh. I hope he's outside. I don't even feel like getting out the car. I'm super lazy right now. Because my head fucking hurts, bro. I don't know. And I ain't got no headache in a long time. So this is like, I know it must be something. My electrolytes probably down or something. Okay, this the same dude as yesterday. So I think the turn was right here. I bet you he gonna be outside, watch.
Turn right, then keep left. Keep left, then drop off.
Wait, 84, 70. Yeah. Is he over there? Yeah, I'll be right back, y'all. I guess he proved me wrong this time. I thought he was gonna be outside, but I'll be right back. All right, y'all, back in the building. Damn, bro, it's like $40 for one trip, bro. That ain't shit. That's why I told her, I said, bro, I gotta take this one, bro. Shit. It's, to me, they be fiending for that McDonald's in this city, bro. They be acting like McDonald's is a barbecue, like a fancy dancy restaurant or something, bro. I be like, I only like to eat that stuff, like, really, I ain't been having no taste for that type of food no more. Because it's like, I ate so much of that shit that I probably gain most of my weight from there, bro. But I ain't, the problem with me is like, I don't be focusing on that stuff, bro. Like I need to. That's probably the reason. What's this? Yeah, I should be focusing on this stuff, but I will. I'm gonna start going to the gym more. But it's like, I'm not doing it because I feel like overweight and shit. It's more like I just know I need to do it. Because to me, it's like, that's what it's about. You don't want to be doing it because you're trying to, shut people up, or you being bullied or something. That ain't why you should be doing it, because you ain't going to do it. You ain't going to be consistent if you do it like that. You got to have a healthy mind, healthy thoughts going into stuff like that, bro. But, like, I think it's a lot of factors that, like I say, it's a lot of factors that led up to it that, wait, let me see what y'all talking about. Let me see, who has to stop all for 10? Let me see what y'all saying. Yeah, it ain't no camera in the bathroom. I think they was in there doing something, bro, because some women be doing, I feel like if a woman like you, she'll do that type of stuff. Like, if she younger, like, not younger, but like, if she's like 19 and around that age bracket, like somebody that really just don't give a fuck, bro, like when it come to like where they at, who's around. And some people just be like, they want to seem like, again, they trying to be liked, because that just show you ain't got no boundaries. When you hoeing and doing that stuff, yeah, them dudes be using them girls, that, obviously, but you don't get no brownie points because you sexing off in the bathroom at work. It just show how nasty you are, because you working around food. You don't think folks would actually be like, damn, if they knew you was just in the bathroom, giving head or something, and then you get back on the grill and shit. That's, to me, is like, damn, you don't know if they wash their hands or whatever, or just anything, touching the bread with bear, just that type of stuff is weird. But it's like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I hate the fact, I don't know where this headache came from, bro. I think I start getting kind of like, I think it's from not sleeping, bro. It's like, if I take a break, I can't take no break tonight, bro. I tell him I gotta at least get like 100, bro, tonight on this Uber shit. I know why. I know exactly why my head's hurting, bro. It's probably because I gotta use the bathroom, bro. I ain't been at home all day, bro. I've been doing this shit and then waiting. And tell me why I bought an iPad, bro. And I think I bought the wrong shit, bro. Because once it got delivered, I realized how tiny this motherfucker was, bro. I'm like, yo, how the hell is this an iPad, bro? And this thing is small as a mug, bro. Like, I knew it was small when it's a mini and shit, but I didn't know it was that damn small. Like, to me, it's like, it looked like a calculator or something, like a small calculator, or like when a small tablet is super, super small, bro. That's why I'd be like, sometimes I feel like videos could be deceiving about that type of stuff. Damn, I wish it was I wonder if Speedway got. No, I ain't drinking that shit tonight. I'm just gonna drink this tea and take this Tylenol, bro. Cause only way I'm gonna drive, I was gonna go to Speedway and get that Slurpee, bro. But I'm not even finna do all that right now unless I get an order out there. Cause bro, it be police and all kind of shit along the ways, bro. And I ain't trying to go through that. I'm back to my little spot now. That's the same thing I seen. It was a lady that got into a car. It was like this white lady. She got into the car with this dude. Um, it was like a jungle fever moment. And they got in the car, parked over here with tinted windows. And I'm like, bro, she must be in there doing the same thing old girl was doing. I think it's just one of them nights, bro, or something. Cause I'm like, bro, y'all ain't even, they must got, and I'm just, like I say, speculating, cause I don't know. But I think they probably, both of them, probably had partners, because y'all meeting at the gym and then y'all both get in the same car and then park all the way in the corners over here. I could show y'all, like way where the red lights at, they parked all the way down there. And look how empty this shit is, bro. Super, super empty. Cause it's like the only reason I come here is cause like over here, it's like a 24-hour gym. It's like one person that's like at this gym right now, and everything else is empty. So I'm like, this is my little spot to come and do these videos because it's this 24-hour gym right here, Anytime Fitness or whatever. So that's like I ain't gotta worry about police and shit pulling in telling me to move and stuff, like, cause they've done that before. That's why I ended up coming over here. But like at the crib, I set my kick up, so I'm trying to stream on there, like instead of doing it in my car, cause it'd be a lot of rules and shit on here. See, they might have been cleaning it together. Well, I see what you saying. It's probably like, to me, the second situation with the woman and the man, they were when they got in the car, they looked suspicious because you could tell like she was going to actually work out, but then when she seen dude, she stopped, and then they were like talking, and then they walked into the car, and then they went over there. So I felt like they was on some freaky shit because it's too obvious, bro. Like, and if you know how I've seen like documentaries and shit, like people be having like they be having a partner, and then they come to like gyms and be cheating and shit, and they just go in their little car and shit and duck off somewhere and get it on, because they be knowing that they partner probably at the crib sleep, whoop-de-woo. To me, it just don't, I can't be doing nothing like where my whereabouts, fam, because I feel like it's gonna be hard to go back and work out there if y'all don't get along, or just like, you never know though. Some stuff ain't just not what you think it is though. Like when I work out, I used to do that whole like staring at ass all day, just sitting there sweaty as hell and looking around and shit. But like, to me, it'd be like weird. It'd be kind of like weird stuff. Like I seen a lady doing she was doing the one with the little legs, and you know how you keep like pushing your legs together. And I don't know, she didn't have nothing, like she must didn't have something like covered down there. And bro, don't you know, like, you know how you could see sometimes people be having like a hole, or like you could see they stuff type shit, bro. I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Like, you know how a person can have something they don't know that is revealing shit because they probably can't see or they didn't notice, and be like, you sitting right in front of them, you could clearly see it. I'm like, damn. Yeah, it ain't even on no pervert type shit, bro. It's just like, you can just be sitting down and like, let's say you just got done jogging or something, and then you just like trying to get some water and just like relax bring your heart rate down a little bit, and you just looking around, you just notice shit like I done seen so many times people grab their underwear out their butt. I be like, what? Nah. You know, then they tell you to get over it. No, I'm just get over it. Like, no, what you reaching and digging all in your, you know. It's a lot of stuff I be seeing. Like, let me see with this. But yeah, like, how can I say? It be too much, man. It's a lot of stuff that I just be noticing. Like, hold on, y'all. Man, the hell going on with this phone, bro? Yeah, so let me see. The hell was that noise? Bro putting oil in his car in the dark, bro. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have done that, bro. I'd have had to pull in a gas station or something. He changing his oil. He got his oil and then I don't know if his car be running out of oil or something, but he putting oil in the dark. It's a lot of stuff that man, please. But I know, man, I ain't gonna lie. I bet you Sydney Star is salty, bro. Do you imagine, like, bro, getting locked up for something like that, bro? And then you know how they be crying when they don't get bond, bro. It must be hell on earth up inside of that, like in the prisons and shit, or jail or whatever. Damn, bro, they doing that, have to do that time, pay that consequence, bro. That's why I can't be doing nothing like no fucking like crimes, bro. Cause bro, you get caught, it be too much stuff. Like it be too much stuff, dude. And I be seeing why people get caught doing things. It'd be crazy, dog. There was one more thing I was trying to tell y'all real quick. Let me see. Um, yeah, so yeah, like I feel like okay, so I will say, what is he doing, bro? Oh, he closed the trunk. I mean the hood or whatever. Yeah, I feel like yeah, I couldn't spend no time in jail, bro. That would be the worst case. Like I would see that being worse than being homeless, bro. Because that shit is like you have to share a damn fucking like cell with somebody that you don't know, want an open toilet, bro. Like, and then you're not even like the conditions, you ain't even sleeping on like a real bed, fam. And then having to be up in that mud for years, bro. And that type of uh I feel like that's just like that shit just I know that shit just be changing people, bro. Like you only been in that one little cell for 15 years type of deal, get out, get back into the world, you know, not the world, but the real world, like from jail life. It's like that would take a long time for a person to get like back, calibrated, because a person could just, they whole mind, they get conditioned up in there thinking that, you know, losing touch with reality for so long. All you could do in there is just like go to school, not school, but you could like pick up a degree if you got even a chance to get out. Shit. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I know an old friend of mine that did time, and I just feel like, you know how you be thinking when they get out. When they get out, what type of time he gonna be on when he already got out? So, like I said, I ain't trying to find out. That's too long, bro. 15 years, bro. That's a lot of time, bro. Even like 2 years is a lot. But then it's like, I heard in prisons, they be like telling people whether or not what bunk they can get, where they gonna sleep. The cellmates be trying to tell you they got the top and you got the bottom and shit. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea to go in there and then be fighting with folks right off the bat, because you gonna be in there for a minute type shit, and you can't do nothing to get out of it, bro. I know somebody told me like they would just stay up in the cell all day and just they try to say like they wouldn't they would just sit in there and just like not have nothing to do with nothing else. Like, bro, so you ain't gonna take a shower? Nope. You ain't gonna eat? Nope. Like, bro, yes you is. You gonna be in there eating, bro, sweeping and doing a bunch of shit that you ain't talking about. Nah, I never seen the toilet talking, but I'm just saying, like, having to use the I can only imagine having to use the bathroom, and just say you gotta take a number two, bro, and then like, what if your cellmate be like, bro, don't, man, like, if you stink this motherfucker up, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna beat you up or something. Like, I could just see how that whole situation, or you smelling his shit, bro, and it's right up on y'all because y'all in the same cell, bro. Like, man, I know that got to be, oh, there ain't no privacy, so you gonna have to just go to the bathroom, and you can't even, man, hell no. They had showed I was watching this one jail YouTube video thing about the conditions. The dude, he left like hair, he shaved, but he left his shavings like on the sink thing in the cell. And the dude that he shared the cell with, he ain't like it, told him he had to clean it up and shit. And he kept doing it. And the dude told him like, yo, if you do this shit again, this gonna happen type thing. And like, to me, the dude did it again, and dog beat the crap out of dude, bro. Talking about blood everywhere, bro. It's like that type of shit is why, like, I feel like prisoners um should have their own cell, bro. Like, shouldn't even have cellmates, bro. But I ain't gonna be able to change that. But I feel like that needs to happen, bro. But they probably ain't gonna be able to build no cells like that. Yeah, so That's that now. Let me check. So yeah, if y'all got kicked, let me see something, because I don't even know how to use these features on here, y'all. I think I gotta set all that up before I do the lives next time, because I'm gonna start using the different Streamlabs or whatnot for that. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, I appreciate y'all coming out. Like, comment, share if y'all haven't. And I'll see y'all on the next one.